Hello, Attactioneers. Welcome to the Attack Action Podcast. I'm your host, Taylor Morrow. And I feel like I need a haircut.
I'm your host, Blykel Miarskar, world champion of Flesh and Blood.
And my name is Zayne Johnson, and I literally just got my hair cut right now.
Oh, that's why we have to start this podcast late.
It is. It was the only time I could get it in before Thanksgiving.
Well, you look handsome.
Thank you.
Ooh, what I really should have said. Hold on. Pause. Keep waiting. You're doing
Good
great.
Radio.
You're doing great, everybody.
Famously good at this.
Okay. I'm your host, Taylor Morrow, or should I say Grayson Krieg, rockstar. That's right. Going to a murder mystery party next weekend. Isn't that exciting?
That is exciting.
And that's
Next
my
weekend?
character.
6 days from now or 12 days from now?
Oh, when this comes out, 2 days.
Okay. Whew.
You're going to kill someone with the candlestick in the foyer?
I hope so. There's always like a weird romantic part to these. And me and my partner are going, and we are not romantic interests. And so there's going to be 2 murders at this murder mystery, if you know what I'm saying.
If you want to get closest to my girlfriend, I'll make you pay.
That's exactly what and I'm going to bring a real gun. No, I'm just kidding.
Whoa.
I always just think of The Office with the murder mystery when they do like the Bayou themed murder mystery. Like everyone is like vaguely unhappy with their character.
Yeah.
Voodoo Mama Juju.
Yep.
An all-timer.
Pretty good. So anyway, what's going on with you guys? What's new? What's happening? Zayne got a haircut, probably why I'm feeling self-conscious about my hair on camera. And Blake's is all curly from the rain. You guys are just freaking handsome. Jesus.
Dude, we're in a atmospheric river right now in Los Angeles. So we had rain, not Thursday, even though I thought it was going to happen. Friday all day, Saturday, Sunday,
Jesus Christ.
Monday. Where
Just
it's
And that's a lot for us.
It's insane. It literally feels like it's going to flood. I don't know if it's only happens in this part of California. So.
Yeah. I feel like the best podcasts are the one that talk about hyper specific weather, you know?
They
think
should put
that's
that like
good.
on the news or something, like trying to predict it or whatever. Maybe people would watch.
The Meteor Attack Podcast.
Atmospheric river is a all-time combination of 2 words, though.
That's my favorite new type of thing.
Jesus, you just learned about that? That's like every other week up here, okay? We live in an atmospheric river.
Nah, well,
Wait, are you talking about LA or somewhere else?
I'm talking about the Canada of California.
San
California's-
Francisco.
Yeah, okay. All right. Now I'm triggered. Quitting.
You know what? Let's talk about our real lives. What's going on? I watched some movies. I watched Now You Three Me. And
Was it good?
that was interesting. I got there as soon as it opened on Friday, skipped Worlds to go watch Jesse Eisenberg as quickly as possible. It's kind of here's the new batch, because the last movie didn't come out till 2016. So they're like, how is this going to happen? I don't know if you watched the first one. Spoiler alert, the second one has Woody Harrelson's evil twin that is never mentioned in the first one. Just comes out of nowhere. So that's kind of what you're looking for. I honestly think this is like my Fast and the Furious. I'd watch 15 of these. Of like, they are so stupid. They are so fun. You would think like, all right, Jesse Eisenberg, what kind of like practical magic did you learn on this movie? And it's like they don't even try to make it make sense magically wise. They completely cut away in every camera angle. They never show 2 people at the same time. And then everyone's always like, wait, what? And then one thing that's super funny is they have a really good actress. She was in Gone Girl. They have her in a South African accent, and South African accents are like notoriously hard to do, but it sounds so bad, but apparently it's perfect. And you're just like, oh damn, that's what we're gonna be doing this whole time. So it just goes 0 to 100. It's the #1 movie in America. You're gonna want to take your fans and your family and your kids and go see Now You Three Me.
This is why you should move up here, Blake, is because one of my good friends loves Now You See Me. Was on Netflix for a while. Now You See Me 1 and 2. And she probably watched them like 12 times each. Loves it.
Wouldn't you want to move closer to where the movies are?
No,
Oh, okay.
too expensive.
Don't I know, brother?
Zayne, what's going on with you? You said you cleaned your room.
I reorganized the other room that you don't see. Yeah, and I bought a car this weekend.
Hey, did you get the same one Colin has?
I did.
Yeah, I got a little semi test drive and was like, oh, roomy back seat.
Yeah, so a very sensible 2023 Honda CRV. That's great. I drove it to work today. My old car is a Mini Cooper Countryman, and that thing is... you get sick of it, I'll say that.
AC does not work.
Sure doesn't. I mean, it technically does work, but it's weak. Taylor and I sweat our way through LA on the way to Blake's birthday party.
Hey, shout out to Blake's mom.
I was actively sweating. But yeah, that was most of my weekend, was trying to decide how law school applications work, reorganizing the bedroom, and buying a car. So, and seeing if Ian could win Worlds. But
Jesus, what an adult you are.
unfortunately,
Bought a car, law school, did chores.
sounds like a 18-year-old, but yeah. How about you,
Zayne,
Taylor?
why haven't we been calling you ZTJ?
That's, you got to ask yourself.
Yeah, that's true.
That was the old him.
Regular Zayne, just regular Zayne is the new him.
He's fuchsia now.
Like, you're the only person I think who's ever actively referred to me as that.
Blake revealed to me that he has a hard time calling you Zayne because he only thinks of you as fuchsia.
Honestly, that's fine. I mean, that's how we met and interacted first. I mean, we played each other once or twice way back in the day, but
True. Never won, though.
we played a Prism and Bolton game way back.
You said, you don't know the tech here. I'm going to win. I said, sorry.
In response to Bolton activation, I'll play Parable.
It's just
like there's two Blakes.
I only like playing combo bolt, and he's like, "Where's your rated?" I was like, "That weapon sucks." He goes, "It's actually perfect against Prism, so I'll just win here." And I was like, "Okay."
Raiden is messed up against Prism.
Yeah, because you can just swing it and it pops Spectra, right?
Yeah, you never can keep any like shields around because it comes in for 3 and all your cards are attacks. If you were to block, so it would go to 4.
Wait, did they balance Monarch really well?
No, they did not.
I don't know. I love that set. Okay, what's going
Did you
on
know
with
it's
me?
the biggest set of all time?
No,
Most selling?
Dust Till Dawn.
That's 236 is what I see. Total cards. Monarch has 307.
Biggest set, you mean? I thought you meant best selling set. Which I thought
Dust
you were
Till Dawn is the biggest selling set?
Blake, you would know this if you listened to the keynote.
I blanked out at that part.
I did not watch the keynote at all.
And I was like, I wonder what that was. I bet it's something upsetting. And then now we're here. It is. But okay,
I do find that very odd. Anyways, yeah.
I want to talk about myself, god damn it, on my fucking podcast.
Taylor, tell us your thoughts about Dust Till Dawn.
It's a very upsetting set. It's the last one I bought any boxes for, which I feel like I got priced into because I was like, hey, does anybody want to go in on some cases? And then last minute they were like, actually, I can't. And I was like, cool, I'm glad I pre-ordered these cases and paid for them.
That should
So that
never
was
happen
fun.
to you.
Yeah, it shouldn't. And it shan't again. I did too much this weekend and I'm very tired on Monday. Had a long week of work. Went to a wonderful dinner party Friday night with some old friends and was like, oh my God, I love you guys. And it was super fun. And then Saturday was the watch party and Worlds Day 2, also early morning production meeting. And then we were like, oh, we'll just chill. And then another friend was like, oh, yeah, we're going to that basketball game, right? Oh, fuck. Okay, so now we got to go to a basketball game Saturday night, which was actually really fun. Had a great time. I'm maybe a fan of the Northwestern Nighthawks from Idaho now. Hella cool team. Very fun. And then Sunday, what did we do Sunday? Went to brunch. Had a lot of momentum. Went to brunch. Got a full belly. Had 2 mimosas. Then had to freaking do chores, but was really sleepy. And then had to rally for game night at Levi's house, which was at first hard. But then we played Skull, and it was super fun. And if you haven't played Skull, that's a great game. I literally stood up and yelled when I won a game that I'm the mastermind brain. It's me. It was incredible.
I won 2 games of Skull back to back when I was deep good friends with people from Arcane Game and Events, and it was one of those like, there's no way he can win again. Let's get him. And then I won a second time in a row, and it was just like the feeling when you win Skull is insane.
You feel so smart. I felt like nobody could stop me when I won.
Is it a trick-taking game?
Basically, you literally what happens is you have 4 coasters, 3 of them are flowers and 1 of them's a skull, and you bet, so there is kind of a trick element of it actually, and you have to say, I bet I could find 3 flowers, and then people go okay, and then after that people like, do you bet first or you put down first? It's been like at least a year.
Okay, so everybody plays a coaster. Then starting with the first player, they can either play a coaster or start the bidding.
It's in the
and
middle.
then it gets passed along. So there's this meta of you can play a coaster and then you could start bidding right away and just go, I bid 1. And then the next person then has to think, okay, if he flips over a flower here, he'll just get a free win. But if it's a skull and he's trying to tempt me, he'll lose one of his coasters and have less options to play with. So what do? Do I bet 2 or do I pass? Because you have to flip your coaster first. So if you bid, if Blake says 1 and then I go 2, but I put my skull down, I am then hoping somebody outbids me, because then if everybody passes, I'm stuck with 2 and I would flip a skull and lose. So, and
you know what you put down, right?
Yeah, you know what you put down.
Okay.
So then there's like there's the extra meta level, which happened, which I was really upset about because it's like what I want to have happen. You could, as first player, everybody places their skull down or their coaster, and then we had 5 people. You could just bid 5 and outbid everybody and then flip everybody's over. And if nobody put down a skull, you just get like kind of a free win, which is pretty fun. So like shit like that can happen. So it's like kind of mind games, trying to figure out what people would do and stuff. And Patrick started yelling, "Whatcha!" whenever he skull killed somebody. And so that's just the word we just started saying was "whatcha," which was pretty fun.
It's got like little Liar's Dicey elements a little
yes.
bit.
Yes.
Whoa.
Yes. It's very similar to Liar's Dice, except for it's coasters and has cool art. And it's a great game at a bar. And games go fast.
This has been Board Game from the Closet. Thank you.
At the top of the show. That's right. It's so good when you get somebody with their skull too. I think I got Levi once. He was like, "Oh yeah, I'll do a lot of bidding." And then I was like, "All right, pass." Oopsies. In your face, Levi.
Games that let you pass are so cool. Like in Innis, like the mind game of like taking an action versus choosing to pass to see if it comes back. I love that.
Yep. Just
make
played
me-
that. Played that the other weekend.
Swamp is my favorite ability.
No way.
Swamp is gas. It's the perfect ability. It's a card that says this does nothing, but it counts as an action.
As a
Perfect
season.
design.
Yeah.
Because it's actually so powerful.
Yeah. To
love
have
it.
more actions at the end. I won, which was really fun. And my favorite card is Plains because it's this picture of like drip wet plains, that don't look, you're like, I don't want to go through this grass and get wet. And its action is just go away. Its action card. It's just you leave the plains and you're like, of course I would. Of course. Pretty fun. Anyway, shout out to those board games from our closet that have been featured before. Thank you. Thank you, everybody who's here. All right. Should we talk about Flesh and Blood or something else?
I'm down with whatever.
I mean, I can bridge us here a little bit. I want to talk about us, as in our own podcast, as in our failure during the hero tier list in my absence.
Ugh.
Good idea. Go for it.
Hero art. Hero art.
I thought I said hero art. I'm pretty sure I did.
Well, no, you said hero tier list. I just don't want people
Hero
to get confused.
art tier list.
First, hold on. Let me preface. Pause this podcast if you have not watched the last episode. Go
Starting
watch it.
now.
3 hours. You're going to love it. It's going to be the best time. And then you may resume right here as Zayne goes. Go ahead.
And if you've just done that, you know exactly what I'm about to say because it stuck out to you just as it stuck out to me.
Do you hate
I
Bolton
know-
as much as everyone else?
No, Bolton, a little aggressive, but fine. Okay, I know Tommy was on the show. I love Tommy. I love his love for Riptide. Riptide above Icelander and Oldhim is ludicrous. Ludicrously absurd. Like, not indefensible in every way.
Okay. Taylor, what have
disagree.
you seen?
Okay. Care to explain?
Disagree. Care to explain? Okay. Riptide has everything you want. He looks freaking insane. He's in an awesome pose. He's just way more dynamic and unique than both of those.
Dynamic
Right?
than Icelander? More dynamic than Icelander.
Yes.
Impossible. No.
Yes. She's generic fantasy woman coated in ice.
Wrong.
Riptide has pustules. He has a mechanical
Wait,
arm.
If Icelander
breathing
was so
green gas.
those things, why is it third in your tier
because
list?
it's still really good. It just doesn't beat Riptide.
The 3 through like 10 on your list is like, or 3 through 8 or whatever, is like all the best ones besides Arachne. Arachne at 1 is fine. I like that. Riptide at 2 is ludicrous. You have Icelander, Oldhim, Florian, Phi, Briar, like all these like all stars, and then Riptide is ahead of them. Come on.
This is a good argument. I mean, I don't know. It's hard, okay? You try to podcast for 4 hours and then see how you feel at the end. You might just black out like we did,
Reviled KO in the top tier. We have
Dude.
already famously said that we like the young art more. It's like good, but like in the top, above Betsy, above Jarl. Come on.
We bumped Jarl down. He's got a weird his face and his crotch are saying the same thing.
They are
Once
saying
you
the same thing.
once you see that, you can't unsee it, and you're like, why is that?
It's true. Okay, my last.
Blake, back me up, Blake. Come on.
I kind
My
of
la-
see where he's coming from.
My last gripe, there's 2 in the bottom tier that are so egregious. One you probably can predict. Lexi should not be in the bottom tier. I know
No.
she's generic. I know
Nope.
she's generic.
This is terrible.
No, she is exactly serviceable fantasy. Exactly serviceable fantasy. Yes. She is in an interesting pose. She is in a cool location. You can see her equipment. She's clearly ice. She's clearly lightning. I don't know what you guys are talking about. Okay,
She looks
that
like
one.
okay. There's that Sean Connery film that's sci-fi from like the 70s, and he's basically in a Speedo the whole time and like
Stop.
freaking kink gear.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
And that's the movie she reminds me that she's from. Some low budget cult classic that's weird.
I mean, that sounds like praise to me, but
Okay. I mean, you obviously haven't seen that film. Star something. Leave it in the comments below. Anyway.
Kano in the bottom? Kano is so cool. He's like one of the few good ones from the early era. No?
No, I think Zinni cosplayed as Kano better than Kano. So
I think it's like
that.
It's top 3 hero Marvel. Like the card looks so good. Like the red and like the black and his like sharp white flame. I was shocked.
Like,
I was
help me
like
out.
very.
Why is it just me and Zayne arguing here? Jesus Christ.
Sorry. Jeez. Let me pull up the youtube.com. Let me see this. I dumped all that right out of my head because I didn't want to fight with Zayne, and he's just coming in here.
I can put it in our Discord if it works.
Did you like the thumbnail of the episode? I thought the thumbnail was phenomenal.
The thumbnail went hard. Yeah.
It's not. Let me go to the end here.
It.
Okay. Why is Riptide number 2? I just didn't understand that from the beginning. If I had anybody helping me back it up, I think that's serviceable fantasy at best. Lexi still sucks. I'm glad they hated Lexi that much. Yes, we said RKO's young art was better. That's how much we love both of RKO's art. What else? I like Marlin more than they did. I tried to get Rhinar as high as he could go.
I really like that Rhinar art. I think it's very good, and I like cannot fathom why people use the new one. Like
truly,
it does not make any sense to me why people like the new one.
It makes sense why they made new young Rhinar, and when they did, and then they have used the new. I don't know if there's an art dispute. I don't know why he's the only one who's gotten 2 arts, because he legitimately does stick out as like a sore thumb for that. Because nobody else has 2.
As adults? Yeah.
There's 2 adults and 2 youngs for the same.
He has the most art. Icelander has 2 separate arts.
Young, yeah.
Young.
They didn't even attempt another adult because the first one was so perfect.
I kind of like Icelander better than Riptide, but by
you think?
a sliver age, dude.
No way.
I got outvoted by Tommy Rotten and Taylor Fresh. So
Riptide goes hard. Come on, dude. It's so good.
It's like top 15, not top 2.
Jeez.
Oh.
I also knew you guys were gonna pull New down. I knew it. I was like, I put New disrespectfully low, and I know
that low.
And I knew Taylor was going to have a smile on his face.
You signed off on all of this.
I think if you watch me, I'm like, New is clearly art that hangs, and you guys are like, nah, she sucks. She's just normal. She's just a massage therapist person, and I hate objectifying women in games. And you're like, I don't know, it's kind of cool.
He just loves to pile on when it's me. That's what I feel
okay,
like.
one more hilarious observation. And this isn't necessarily a critique. I wouldn't have done it this way, but in the show a friend tier, the 4 in the middle go Tough Nut, Prism, Acilio. And that is just such a jarring, wild section that those are together. Like, they have literally nothing to do with each other. They could not be more different. I'm sure a lot of the community would put Tough Nut very low, would put Acilio very low, nowhere near Prism. Some people would have Prism well into the top. And then you guys just have them clumped in the middle.
Forgettable.
Where Lexi
they hated Prism more than anybody I've ever asked art question to. So I was like, not piling on right now, but like every other person I've talked to in Flesh and Blood has been like, not only do I love playing Prism, I think her art is so inspiring and I want to be like her or be with her. And you're just like, okay, that's a lot of information.
We talked about that on the pod. We said this is gonna get some heat, but little did we know that people were just gonna freaking hate Bolton.
Dude,
that was surprising. I mean, Bolton is flirting with generic, like in a similar way to like Dory, but in a more interesting way. Like he should be higher than Dory, and he is. But yeah, I don't know why people were against the Bolton praise. I mean,
Blake,
he is too
Blake
high.
Put it
He is
that
too
high. Blake put it that high. It was all Blake.
What
Blake
the
was
heck,
like,
guys?
Bolton, I love Bolton.
I always get ganged up on no matter what I do. Uzuri, the high school though.
Bolton over Marionette is tough. Marionette is like, I don't know, just so much more visually interesting.
I think I saw something that was very interesting to me on a TikTok, and I'm going to speak to the whole world right now. But it was like, you can't learn to not be selfish, or like, this is how life works, or whatever. Like, you have to learn patience, but then you also have to learn when not to be patient, to live a correct life or live fully. And so you have to know when to over design or be muted in your design. And it really feels like Bolton is very much a muted design, where if he had gaudy armor or a crazy pose, it wouldn't be a hero card. I like his hero card as he's about to get a medal a la Star Wars A New Hope. At the end of that movie, here's your medal, Bolton. And he's at one of those in quiet perseverance or something.
Yes, I agree a lot with what you're just saying. And I also think that part of the reason I and maybe others are discounting him is, and this sounds so stupid to say, but we don't have the Marvel. And I think like the Marvel hero really does bring it to life in a different way. Like I always thought Briar's art was cool, but like the Marvel Briar like hits, and like, you know, some of the heroes that like Bolton doesn't have a good treatment at all. Like he still only has his original border frame treatment. That's his best printing as of now. And that really takes away from how it feels to like engage with the character. I don't know.
Hashtag free Bolton.
Did you agree with Verdant's spot? That's when I was worried that Zayne was going to get us with, or
Verdant's
even Azalea.
Verdant's below Dory is tough. Like I get Verdant's in the serviceable fantasy tier, but like at least put her at the top because she's like,
look, okay.
A fun
there's also
combo
a level
of
there's 56 of these, Zayne, and we're not gonna perfectly align every tier. We had to get out of the minutia a little bit. Okay?
Zayne and Blake will return to make another art draft.
Verdant's and like Gravy Bones are just very clearly better than Dory in my opinion, but you know, they are too low. Azalea, I get it. She is underwhelming, maybe.
Isaac's rolling over in his grave right now.
The thing about Azalea though is that you get like 100 more cool Azalea arts in the deck. Like you get Remorseless, you get Red and Ledger, you get Knock, you get Premeditate. So like you get all these like cool pictures of her.
The same thing with Dory too.
So true. Glint, come on.
Yeah. Twinning Blade.
Also, Blake, I thought you were going to go to war for Aurora, and then you just let her die.
Honestly, she can be the best. What is it called? Best at the game, but I'm not going to fight for her art. Of like, I think most of the heavy lifting was the spoiler video and me. Like that was the most characterization she actually got. Was after you hit him with the 13 arcane damage turn, you go.
I mean, there was always the comments back then where it was like, she looks like a character from a different game. And I still think that holds to be true. She does look very cool, but she does look mildly out of place.
Look, let it be known that freaking Arachne Huntsman made it to the top on their own merits. I lobbied 0 for that. Okay?
Yeah, I'm not even going to argue with that. I think it's totally fine. It probably would not be my number one, but it would be in my top 3 for sure.
And they're a new artist, right?
A Swarty?
It's a Swarty, dude.
Let's go, Swarty! You did it.
Finally, a Swarty did something good, right?
Yeah.
We've been waiting.
I heard at Worlds that somebody gave a post like, poor Swarty, his line has been like mega
20 people
long.
Yeah.
Yeah, every day for the whole thing, like 3 days in a row. Like that poor person just.
He posted the stack of cards he had to sign like in the evening between the event, and it was like comical. It looked like bulk, like your stack of bulk after you open a case. It was crazy.
Yeah, Jesus.
Dude, art, man, it gets the people going.
It's why we're here. I mean, the game is good, but the art is what brings it together.
Well, thank you, Zayne. I'm glad we spent 15 minutes on last time's episode. And speaking of art, Rhinar is getting some new cards with new art in the Armory deck. Blake, we are now prepared for 25 minutes of why the Armory deck and Rhinar are awesome / why you hate everything. Go.
No, I'll only use the half of the good stuff then. Armory deck Rhinar. Let's see. We got a reprint called Goliath Gauntlet. It's Destroy This. No, everybody knows what's happening with this. Rhinar is now beating chest. And beat chest was a mechanic from Heavy Hitters that was not fleshed out in its own set, in my personal opinion. It had 4 cards. It had red, yellow, blue, red, yellow, blue, red, yellow, blue, red, yellow, blue of 3 different commons and 1 rare, I think was the breakdown. I don't think
one of them was like literally a strict downgrade from Pack Hunt, which was already a fringe card. Like there was 4, but like that doesn't even tell the full story because 2 of them were comically unplayable.
And I think everybody has been around me for a while at this point and going, are you super excited about B chest? You get to choose which card you're going to discard now, and you won't have problems of discarding stuff. And it was kind of like, well, I kind of like it, but like, do I want to play a non-6 red Bonebreaker? But like, some people are trying it. I just was kind of underwhelmed, and it did suck that there wasn't a Majestic. And there wasn't an equipment piece that said beat chest on them. So I was kind of like, this feels kind of half-baked. And I feel like if you look at these brand new cards, there's more baking done. Maybe it's completely baked. And that's better. I wish most of these Armory decks, they'll have really good equipment pieces. Or that maybe it was maybe in the first couple Armory decks and they've gone away from it recently. Maybe Azalea's like, I don't use any of those. But like, Riptide would to do this thing. So it is like, why is the equipment not better? Well, Savage Sash is really good. Well, you have a legendary in every other slot. How could we make better equipment? Let's focus on actual beat chest cards. So I get it. So ready for the breakdown right now. Bear Destruction is now my new favorite card from this. This is the primo thing. B chest, when this attacks, if you've beaten chest this turn and you don't control a chest equipment, then this gets go again, and the next brute attack action card you play gets +2. So what is that? It's an attack for 6. It's a go again enabler. It's a B chest enabler. It adds +2 to your next attack action. So it's a buff, a 6, a go again, and a B chest enabler on an attack. And
Block
if you're
3.
that's 4 different modes on that card, and none of them say maybe or random. This is the least brute card that's ever brute carded ever. And this is what you're going to be doing in between blood rushes now. Do not play this on a blood rush turn. This is for the in-between turns. If you play this on a blood rush, you're just kind of like dumping all your damage at once. If you're killing your opponent, go for it. If you're not, spread out that damage. So what's very cool about this is Bear Destruction, I'm going to pop my chest, break it, giving it -1 to 6 attacks. So Savage Sash will make this a 1 cost. Now I'm going to swing a claw afterwards. Bear Destruction, pop this, get rid of a 6. If it's a try Beast Within, you get an extra card back. And now you're not down a card. If it's a Massacre, now you're going to intimidate twice. You're getting extra value of I'm going to kill my opponent because they're not going to be blocking with 2 cards. Bear Destruction, you get the initial 6. Now I'm going to swing a claw with the blue because that's 3 resources. And then I'm going to swing another claw. That's the second blue. And what am I going to do with that 1 resource floating? I'm going to send a 2 damage attack, 2 cost attack that normally is 6 damage. Let's say your swing big is now 8 plus 2 because of the Bear Destruction bonus. Or the really cool way to do it, if you don't have 2 blues, is welcome back Run Roughshod. I haven't been playing this deck in Rhinar for a while because it is kind of like, how do I really fit it in? It's just not consistent enough. Now Bear Destruction, when you're doing this, Bear Destruction, when you give something a +2 bonus and it's over 6 cost, the -1 from Savage Sash works on Run Roughshod and makes this card free. So now all of that is more consistent. So here's what I want you to think of if you're a Rhinar fan and going, why are you so excited about this? Bear Destruction is a Wildest Ride that blocks, you can control, and buffs its next attack. That seems like a new ceiling for that card. Another card is Bear Swing. You get a red one and a yellow one in this. I have so far played the yellow one. Bear Swing says, beat chest when this attacks. If you've beaten chest and this turn and you don't control chest equipment, this gets +2. In the Japan Rhinar list that we were excited about and trying to emulate, there were some Bear Fangs in there. It was like, I don't really want to play Bear Fangs because it doesn't block. Well, now Bear Swing can kind of be your Bear Fang red as a Bear Swing yellow. Yes, it's going to cost 1 more, but it blocks. And this is kind of Bear Swing. You want to pair it up with other beat chests, because if you beat chest with Bear Destruction or one of your buffs, this will also have its effect if you've gotten rid of the chest. So it's kind of like you could do this as just I'm going to beat chest and turn it into a big swing with an Intimidate. That'll kill somebody when they're under 5 health, probably. Pretty nice. But Bear Swing, I see it as a Bear Fangs that blocks. Now we're raising our floor on defense. And then Smell Fear is the other one that's brand new, besides the big thing at the end, the Flourish. Smell Fear is a blue and a yellow. It's beat chest. If you've beaten chest this turn, Intimidate. Your next brute attack, it does not need to be an attack action. Your next brute attack this turn gets, if you've intimidated 2 or more times this turn, get +3, or get +2 if it's blue. This basically says, are you playing as Rhinar? Did you beat chest? Now you're going to get 2 bonuses on this, and this is disgusting as a blue. I'm playing the blue version. I haven't played the yellow. I think we need other yellow cards because we have 6s. We don't have other blue 6s. Wait for it. But Smell Fear as a blue says you're going to get a buff on your next attack. 2 Intimidates. 2 Intimidates is kind of 6 indirect value plus 2 actual value. Is like, why is my blue 0 cost getting 8 kind of value, 6 kind of value? I don't know how much you guys,
because you have to beat the chest, but yeah.
Right. So that's how it's doing it. But then if you hit Massacre, it doesn't work on Massacre, but if you hit beat chest on the Beast Within for this one, it does get a card back. I'm really enjoying this card. I think like every Rhinar specialty card that exists in Flesh and Blood, most of these are so good if you tuck them in an arsenal. So it is kind of like, get a plan going. I'm going to put a Bear Destruction in my arsenal. Now that I have the Bear Destruction finally, I'm going to draw these next 4 cards. What do I see? Okay, if it's a Blood Rush, just do a normal turn. If it's not a Blood Rush, I'm going to block with at least my chest so I can get value out of that. I'm going to play Bear Destruction from Arsenal and do 6 + 3 + 3 + 8. And what is that now? That is 20 damage. And I think back in the day, I said if I could use 3 turns of 18 to kill my opponent, I could do it. Blood Rush is usually one of those. Now you have a Bear Destruction do one of those, and then you can find damage somewhere else. I think Rhinar is at his best right now as I'm going to go kill my opponent and run them over. It feels more easily to run them over by far, and that's because our final card, the Piece de Resistance, is Alpha Instinct. This is a Rhinar specialization. When this is discarded to beat chest, create a My token. None of that matters. It is a blue 6. It doesn't matter what it costs. It doesn't matter what it blocks for. This is now keeping your deck more consistent than it's ever been. You're going to draw a card off the top. You don't have to go, oh crap, every time. You can skip every other time now. I have already discarded Alpha Instinct 15 times in testing, but it's a blue 6, so it doesn't matter. I intimidate and I keep going. I'm very excited about a blue 6. It feels nice to have this consistency piece as, yes, it doesn't block, but I don't really care. But it is a popper, so it is kind of like you will not be losing to any Illusionist with Phantasm ever again because you have so many poppers like this now. I think it's 9 cards of the cards I'm putting in are more poppers. It's like, goodbye, Prism. Hopefully Prism gets strong in this meta game coming up, but that'd be nice to just kill her. I'm very excited. It does feel like I wrote a tweet about this, so let me make sure I didn't miss anything from it. But it feels like it's a Wild Rite that blocks. It's a Bare Fangs that blocks. This is a Wrecker Romp that can attack. That's the thing I'm kind of missing on Alpha Instinct. Like, if you have to put Alpha Instinct in your arsenal, it's not near as bad as putting Wrecker Romp in your arsenal. Wrecker Romp, I would actually not put in my arsenal. That's something you kind of have to make a decision as a player that knows more of, like, I can't hope for the best and think this will come back out. It's awful dog shit to be in your arsenal. So Alpha Instinct, however, can go in your arsenal and can be a blue, pay for a blue to swing the 6 to get it out of there, or maybe you drew a bunch of resources and it can be an 8 damage finisher on a Blood Rush turn. I have attacked and killed people with Alpha Instinct. I have not killed people with Wrecker Romp maybe once or twice in 4 years of playing. So Alpha Instinct is, what are we saying? Is that it just raises the floor in pretty much everything. And Smell Fear is better than you think. I think the key is, if you're finding yourself, it doesn't feel as exciting as you're saying, try to do 2 of the Bare Fangs on the same turn. And that will kind of go, oh, light bulb moment. They're supposed to be played together. So I can, if you Bear Destruction into, let's just do it for you. Bear Destruction off of the Sash into Bear Swing with 1 blue can play both of those. You're not going to claw, though, but you're going to Bear Destruction, get rid of the other 6. That costs 1 because of the whatchamacallit, and then Bear Swing on cost 2, but it still gets the buff of the extra damage. So now it's Bear Destruction for 6, Bear Swing for 10, for 1 blue is 16. Yes, you're discarding the other card, but that is something where you're like, this consistency is insane. And once you figure out your ratios, I'll feel like I have been racing people that I lose to and just running by them and like, cool, now I have 22 health and you have 6. Like, take a big 12 damage turn from them and just kill them. That was Rhinar Armory deck.
I can't wait for you to win an Armory, Blake, and then we just do a deck tech.
See you tomorrow, because I'm beating all those losers. I can't find my run roughshods. Jake Smoogly, please bring run roughshods to Armory. I'm going to text him right now.
Separate from Blake being excited about Rhinar, I literally was like in February clicking around with Rhinar today as well. So I think these cards are a huge upgrade. I agree with Smell Fear. Alpha Instinct, obviously, and then Bear Destruction is like a slam dunk. I need to figure out if I like Bear Swing, but Blake's starting to sell me on it.
The questions I have, also, I would say this art is very good, but what the hell is a casquet? I guess it's a hat. You know?
I actually I wish that, I don't know what that is. A cask?
CASQUE is a French word for helmet. Rhinar's French?
Rhinar's French. Rhinar is French. It's Rhinar. Okay.
I wish Fleshback didn't exist because it would be fun to play this card. But because we have Fleshback, we'll never. But
okay, also, what's a torque? Is this also a French word? Torque of Vim?
How do you
kind of reads like one.
Torque.
TORC.
It's a large, rigid, stiff neck ring.
Oh, that's
From
definitely what that
France.
is.
It's
Okay,
like
great.
a Viking necklace, actually.
Okay. Okay. So he's French Scandinavian. Got it.
A Celtic torque. It's hard to say. Who
The
knows?
only thing that I am like, wait, what? Is they're making this club for everybody? I feel like they could have put two, what are they called?
And
Claws in there for everybody, but
I mean, Blood Rush is not in the deck, so
Yeah.
doesn't make
And
sense.
it's not his signature weapon. Romping Club is.
But if you're trying to upgrade, I know everybody was like, upgrade a list. It's like you're basically just telling everyone, if you're literally a brand new player and you're looking for this, clip it right here. Take out 3 small smell fears and put in 3 blood rush yellows. And that's it. That's the only thing I would change. Yes,
Well,
you're
no
going to hit
weapons.
a bone breaker red maybe,
Claw.
but yeah. Puts 2 claws and 3 blood rushes in for the smell fear yellows.
Yep.
I can't imagine being a brand new Rhinar player and just default starting out with no. Rhinar's always had 6 blue 6s. Like that's gonna be something where I'm gonna be 64 years old at
Yeah.
the what is it called 36th annual in Minneapolis for nationals going. No, Rhinar didn't have blue 6s until 6 years in. I can remember because I was blue about it, and it took 6 years.
Speaking of being blue, also thanks, Blake. I loved that. All that. Speaking of being blue, Silver Age is taking over so much that they've changed the words of Battle Hardened to Showdown for some reason. And now all Battle Hardens are Showdowns, and all Showdowns are Silver Ages. How do we feel? Is that cool? Zayne.
It's smart because constructed on the Sunday event is a nightmare. We literally just saw it. There's too many people that want to play. There was wait lists, even though they split the Battle Hardened into 2 and had double the amount of entries, they still had wait lists. When you shrink it down into a young hero format, you have more time, you can play more rounds. Good solution.
I am not going to miss saying the word battle hardened. That is a mouthful. I don't think we're switching things just to switch things because there is an actual reason, but it is kind of like, I'm not trying to be like you can't change things for a while, but I hope Showdown is there for a while. Like I hope Showdown, like we don't change this one again for another 5 or 6 years. Maybe Battle Hardened has been around for 5 years now, but that is kind of like, I'm tired of saying that word, but that is your branding. And like now every conversation you're like, are you going to do the Showdown on Sunday? People are going to be like, what? Like, is there a Magic tournament or is there a something else? Oh, Showdown is a Flesh and Blood thing. Like, you got to get people into saying it, and like it's an interesting, like, why couldn't it just be Battle Hardened, comma or hyphen Silver Age?
I don't know. Well, okay. I don't understand the naming of anything in this game. I get why it's called a calling.
Your call to battle.
Yeah, but it's like, they have legendary equipment and then things have legendary keywords, or so what, and there's a pro quest invite and a professional tournament invite. You know what I mean? So, whatever. Showdown, they felt like they needed to change it. Cool, whatever. It doesn't matter. It'll catch on. It doesn't abbreviate as well. SD compared to BH seems better. BH is better
San
than
Diego?
SD. Yeah, well, that's 2 words. Anyway, I think it's awesome that they're just like, boom, all of this is now Silver Age. I think that's great. I love the idea of showing up and playing with my constructed deck, and also get a packing like potentially my fun Silver Age deck or something like that, and playing shorter games, or getting super sweaty and being like, both of my decks are S tier. Get fucked, muchacho.
Too bad your 2 S tier decks got banned by the community vote.
Bro,
Fuck me, dude. Fuck me.
I
Go ahead, Zayne.
All right, you ready for me to zag? I think it's
Yeah.
totally fine. I think it's actually funny. I think it's reasonable. Okay, I think they have to put guardrails on it. Like, I think you should have to vote through like gem or something, so people can't. There's a lot of smart people in our game that can like scam the vote. It has to be like gem accounts with XP or something. But I actually think that it's like a reasonable-ish solution, because like there are decks that people kind of don't want to play against, and just let people ban them. Like, I don't know. I think it's totally fine. Like, I know people are excited to play Terra and Ultim, right? But like, if one of those gets banned, that's probably good. And if like people are not excited to play against, Burn Up Shock Briar, great, ban Briar.
yeah.
Like, it's a little bit of a salve at the beginning when we're starting at 0 to kind of like functionally ban some stuff to kind of get our feet under us.
I like functional bans. I'm a big band fan. I think that what's interesting about what we're saying, here's a brand new thing, and you guys are brand new players, and in the past we've told you we can't have hero specific bans because it would be too weird for new players. So instead we're going to have you guys vote like it's American Idol, and it's like, how is that less complicated than being like, okay, Lexi can't use Brave Forge brace or Bullseye bracers? Like, how is voting in your gym account going to be easier for brand new players? I don't get it. I've been around too long, and I've heard too much zigs and zags from this company to not put their feet to the coal here, where it's like, oh, I'm sure everybody's going to get it perfectly, and it'll probably be cool. I'm going to say a little bit later of like, I really did enjoy some stuff I didn't think I was going to enjoy this weekend so maybe I'm wrong a little bit, but it is funny to, oh, I'm playing somebody that has a clear counter. Maybe I can just whip up some votes and have everybody in Brazil vote to kill Kasai. And then it's like, all right, we got a meta I can really do now.
Okay, wait, just to go with that thought experiment, Blake. I know that you don't want to play against XYZ deck. Maybe 3 decks in your mind you don't want to play against. You now have to pick the one that you want to ban. I think that's actually kind of an interesting proposition, because they're forcing you to think about it. Like, they're forcing you to engage with the format even through the vote. Now, I think you can critique the vote. I think it's totally fine to say like, this is a stupid system. I actually think it's like kind of a clever way to get buy-in.
I'm agreeing with you. And I think they want something different because they don't want to just redo Living Legend, because I do think they need to separate it from Blitz, because
they need cheap. They need a cheap format, and they've landed on something good, I think.
Right. And I think they don't want a Living Legend system for Silver Age. I don't think there ever will be a points-based thing. I think they'll either do the vote killed these, or they were our high performer last time, so we're going to give them a rotation off, and they'll be back 2 times from now. And I think that will be a little bit more of a, okay, cool. Because if Ira or Briar or Oldham is just clearly the best one that gets figured out, I don't think that format will flourish if you have to play it against it 15 times a weekend.
Go ahead, Taylor. Say what you like.
I think all of your points are correct.
Great.
I'm going to say that. I totally do. I do not trust in the nature of human beings, though. And that is what's going to come down to it in part of my mind. One thing that's definitely going to happen is content creators are going to have platform to get things banned that I don't feel like is okay. I think at first people potentially will be like, oh yeah, we should get rid of this deck. And that's going to be a group of people's favorite deck. And then they're going to spite ban what they believe is the thing that people wanted to play against their deck. And then soon as that deck comes back and is legal, it's going to be flooded with people playing it because they're like, oh my God, it's so good. It got freaking banned. So everybody's going to play it. And then things are just going to devolve into chaos where everybody is just, well, this fucking Blake plays this deck, so I'm just going to fucking vote for this every time because fuck Blake. I'm tired of playing it, and it's just, it's going to be wild in that way. I don't think there's going to be like public discourse, and the few people who are really loud are going to sway a lot of things, and it's going to be annoying, and people are not actually going to be involved in the decision making as a majority like we hope they're going to be. And I also did not appreciate Brian Gottlieb's comments about how he gets to blame us when everything is wrong. Like, I don't know if that was so much of a
because we
joke
don't get
there,
paid.
sir.
The reason the reason it's cool if you get the blame is because you get the money after.
Yeah.
I'm agreeing with you saying all that. Great job, killing it. The one thing that I think would be even cooler is they're cheap. They're $10 decks. Build 2.
Doesn't matter.
Build
because
10.
because
doesn't
day
matter.
of
No.
build 2, because day of you guys vote as a store. Who cares about the world meta or the national meta? We're gonna take a vote in the first 10 minutes of there, and then
That
everyone
sucks.
goes, Tao Tao did show up. Get rid of all the assassins.
See, that sucks. Nobody likes to be
that's
voted
hypothetical.
off.
That will not.
Right.
No, that'd be sick.
That's
Taylor,
kind
this
of-
isn't CC where you like have your $1,500 deck that you've poured your soul into. This is like
No,
Sage,
it doesn't
where it's
matter.
like
You will still have you will identify with the hero you are playing because they're awesome,
Taylor,
right?
you will do that. No, I just
That's
mean like
what people do. Name 10 people right
Can I
now
play
who
Aurora
play
still? Should I build
like
an Aurora
basically
deck?
one hero because they love it so much. Oh wait, because you could
No.
do it really fast. Go ahead, go.
yeah, there are a lot of people, and there's a lot of people who also enjoy the broad spectrum of the game. And Silver Age is the perfect way to enjoy the broad spectrum because the whole thing is so cheap.
Look,
Oldham's banned? Bummer, dude. Okay, I guess I'll play Terra. Or like, I guess I'll play Icelander if you want to play the ice side. It's just like it's an interesting wrinkle. I don't think it's that big of a deal.
We'll find out. I would love to be wrong. I would really love to be wrong.
There's
I
so
just
many decks
get
you can
worried.
build, and the power level is much flatter than you would
Totally.
think. Like,
I super agree. I've been playing a lot of Silver Age with a lot of different stuff. It's a very fun format.
with a lot of different what?
Stuff.
Like heroes or
Yeah.
multiple heroes.
Yeah.
So like if one got banned, you could play a different one.
When all of the sudden it turns into a showdown that is a tournament and competitive, because right now it's like, fuck it, who cares? There's nothing. I can just explore this format. That's fun. But then later, when you're like, I'm trying to win this showdown, you're going to get attached to what you're into and trying to win with, and then people are going to ban it, and you're going to be freaking pissed. And then when it comes back and they ban it again and it's gone for 2 seasons, you're going to be super pissed. You're like, I can't even play this format because the hero I love to play, I can't even play.
There's like 7 decks I want to play, so like 3 of them getting banned would honestly help me.
Yeah, but you're a known diddler in different pools.
Damn,
I
are you
do.
gonna take that?
It's true. I can't even lie.
Yeah. So anyway, I can't say this enough. I want to be wrong. I want this to be the most
So what do
fun
you think
thing.
is the problem? What's going to happen? What's the bad thing that will happen here?
I think people's feelings are going to get hurt, and I think also the decision, like there will be a clear deck we need to ban, but then people will be like, well, actually, I just don't want to play against this one because of blah blah blah, and then it'll be something else, and you'll be like,
you get
"Fuck,
one
now
vote.
this-"
You get one vote. Just you vote for what you vote for, and we'll see how it happens.
And it's just like when there's too many candidates for our two-party system, or there's a third candidate, and they're like, "Oh no, you're taking votes away from the other one." No, it's gonna be like that, but actually, with no stakes.
Yeah, no stakes because it's going to be fun either way.
It's just not okay. Anyway, I want to be wrong, but these are
You're in luck.
these are my words.
You're in luck, Taylor.
Okay, good. We'll find out, and then you could say coyly on the podcast, "I told you so," and I'll be like, "You're right, you did." And if we clipped it, I said, "Thank goodness, I wanted to be wrong."
Perfect.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
I also can't wait.
I also can't wait.
Blake, what are you going to play?
I'm
The
building an
RKO?
Aurora deck right now. Because
Blake is addicted to Silver Age. We're watching Watch Party, the World Championship, and Blake is just over there like, this Ira's fucked right now. I'm totally kicking your ass. And we're like, Blake, come on, you gotta watch this. He's like, I just did 17 damage.
I was playing the new Rhinar Armory deck. I did do an, what is it called? Rhinar Silver Age. I have a list that either does 18 to 20 or does 6. And anytime it does 6, I immediately concede. And then anytime it does 20, I go, so what are you going to do? What are you going to do? What are you going to do? And when they have an answer to that, I concede. But if they don't have an answer, I win. So I'm like a solid 40% win rate just because I concede immediately if it doesn't work, because I don't have time to not have my game plan work, you know?
Why is it called Silver Age? Why?
Can't answer that.
Because Majestics are golden.
At least they had a reasoning for Showdown. You know? The final showdown. Here we go. It's at the end of the
wow.
weekend.
I like that.
Yeah, right?
Is it because... No, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Speaking of I don't know and why did they do this, let's talk about the keynote.
Cool.
Uh-huh.
Okay. We're going to do highs and lows first. We're going to start with lows and then go high. So everybody gets to pick one. We'll start with Zayne because I just like Zayne better today. You don't get to start, Blake.
When they go low, we go high. You know what I mean?
Correct. Yeah.
All right, let me pull it up. All right. Lows of the keynote. We got flirting with nothing in the keynote. We got no cards. Like, I know that they walked us through some what's coming, and we just want to see cards with text. We want to screenshot the cards. We want to frantically read it. Whoa, crazy. We got nothing. We got just some art, a little trailer, and that's it. That is not what we want. We want to see cards. I don't want to see cards leak out later from a little notebook that got handed out. Show those on the screen. Come on.
Yas.
Okay.
Yas.
That's my low.
They're not even on February in the compendium spot.
Blake, what's your low?
Oh, they are. They just got there. The low of the... I didn't watch it. That's my low, I guess. It is something where I saw this from another tweeter, so maybe I won't say who they are, but they were like, I thought I was under full thought process that Dusk Till Dawn was the last supplemental set ever. That is what has been said. I have retold. I have been like, I wish there were more. And I think what's funny is I just got mine with Rhinar Armory deck of like, cool. I'm finally where I need to be, and I'm like ahead of the pack, and now Compendium is coming in January to like not erase that. Like I have 2.5 months before everyone could get an aggro tool that messes with the deck I have. So it's like normally you only have to worry about one card, their slot card doing that, but now with Compendium, it's like time to reset the meta completely, and you're like, I just got the meta where I wanted it, kind of. Like, okay, but the meta is still. So what am I saying? I am both happy, but now I don't know what I can trust LSS ever again because I thought the door was shut on supplemental sets, and I mentally prepared myself for that door shut. So now that they're like super rares are back in Super Slam, and now they're like supplemental sets are back, I'm like, I cannot trust anything you say moving forward, and that sucks.
Fair. My low is no limited for 100 years. Yes, we have Super Slam, but it's really hard to
play it.
It's really hard to get stuff going when they're like, we're not going to put this in our OP system. And we have to wait until June now to maybe draft. And that sucks a lot. So
Can I ask a question about how you guys perceive this? Do you think this was like an intentional gap from limited, or kind of the fallout of just how things happened?
yeah,
Like which one,
question.
and then which is that better or worse? I think you could argue either one is better or worse, but what do you guys think?
Good question. We definitely talked about it in our production meeting. My theory I postulated was that Silver Age is going to be super good, which we already know, but that it feels like put so much effort into this product that potentially Super Slam Draft suffered from that. And then that they needed a set to clear their docket potentially of all of the cards. They're like, hey, we've come up with these, but we haven't put them anywhere. We should kind of just like put these somewhere. Let's tune these. That'll take less development time than having to do like a whole draft set. And then that's why we're getting Compendium. And then I'll save my other point because it's also my high. So I'll save that.
You did make me think of something, Zayne. High Seas has Gold Pack. They're super exciting, and you're gonna want these treasures.
Wait, no. I had a distinct question.
Yeah. Also, you did your low, Blake. You did your low.
The question was, is this gap in limited intentional? As in, let's take 2 sets off of high level limited, or was this incidental? This is just kind of how the chips fell. Super Slam maybe didn't quite deliver the draft they wanted, and then Compendium happened to be expansion based on where they were. Which one is it, and is that good or bad?
I think it's a failure. I think their experiment failed so bad they couldn't justify doing Worlds as a Brute versus Guardian set. And okay. I see that as a failure more than we took this off on purpose so you guys could play the game you loved, Living Legend. Because I don't think anybody would believe that.
I think that they expected people to be more excited about Living Legend. And I think that they maybe had a point. Just saying, but
we'll get there. there.
If you guys weren't whining and you guys were getting in the lab and playing LL, you guys would have flown to Philadelphia to play. That was
they should ban all the RuneGate cards. I'm just going to say it. Anyways, okay. The RuneGate cards are not interesting. Okay, we're doing highs.
No, what? Answer your own question, you bastard. Sorry, I called you a bastard.
He kind of did.
I didn't mean it.
I think that it kind of was by happenstance. I don't think that there was supposed to be a 6-month or 2-set lag between draft sets. I guess I've heard some people say, like, I can't believe they're moving away from limited. And I'm like, I don't think that's what's happening. I think this was kind of like navigating a business is hard. It's like moving a ship. It's hard to turn around. I just think that like some stuff kind of didn't break the right way. And now this is where we're at. And I think that they obviously care about limited. It will be back. And is it a good thing that this happened? Obviously not. Like we want to see limited, but I think that it was a byproduct of environment more than a conscious choice.
Which is weird too, because I felt like they were on such a freaking roll, you know? Like Mistvale was awesome. Rosetta was awesome, you know? People didn't like Junted. I like Junted.
People
High
liked
Seas
it.
was awesome.
People liked
you know?
People liked Hunted. People liked Hunted.
Okay. All right. I think people complained though about like you're at 10 health and I go no blocks on a dagger and you go pump, pump, pump and you die. You know?
Yeah, but that's your fault. Like,
Yeah, you could have
that-
blocked.
well, and like I heard earnestly from people that each hero was the best hero, which I
Yeah,
think is
totally.
like the results of a good draft format. Because like
Yeah.
there's been draft formats where that's like clearly not true, but like people in earnest were like Fang is the best, Arachne is the best, Syndra is the best.
Yeah. Anyway, I thought they were just on such a roll, and you know, we got Secret Scurv hero, etc. I felt like they were really starting to take. They're just doing, or all doing these little level ups each time, where you're like, "This is fucking sweet. This is fucking sweet," you know. And then we get Super Slam, and then now no draft. So it's just that's just an interesting turn of events, and maybe you're right, Zane.
The conspiracy theory in my head goes, do you guys not like designing Guardian versus Brute sets? Do you guys not find it appealing? Do you guys not find it creative? Do you guys not find it worthwhile? Am I going to get reviled or revered cards moving forward? Oh, there's already a revered equipment coming out. And you're like, okay, what is the new claw for? Oh, that card kind of looks bad. Like, do you guys just not like this? Why was Super Slam feeling like an afterthought when you have done banger, 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 banger? And whenever I think what sucks is whenever you record every interaction with the public, we can look at past interactions you've had with the public where you say like, we knew it would be really hard to do a limited set with all arcane. That's why we made a macro to help you choose one turn to block arcane. I don't know why there's not a sentence where you guys are saying, we knew that not having weapons would lead to draws in Super Slam. That's why we made a macro that blank, blank, blank. Like, if you know how to solve it in one set, why does that creativity, why does that attention to detail, why does that perseverance just dissipate and disappear completely when it's time to design Guardian cards, when it's time to design Brute cards?
Always comes back to Brute for you, Blake. Love that about you.
It's something where it happened in
'cause
Mastery
they're-
Pack Guardian too. Like when they announced 2 Mastery Packs next year and they go, we learned a lot from Mastery Pack Guardian. I heard that through the grapevine. I didn't listen to the keynote because it kind of makes me mad and I like to get it dissipated through people.
Let's
whenever-
let's move on to highs now though. We can't
Okay, wait.
we can't
Just
just spend
the-
forever at
there's-
the keynote.
There's 2 Mastery Packs coming out. Are you excited for them?
I don't know what their mastery packs
Then
for.
why
so
announce them? What are we doing?
I know. We're on highs now. We're on highs. I agree with you, but we're on highs. Zane, hi. What's your high?
This is like, I don't know. This is unfortunate that this is the high from the keynote for me, but just Pro Tour Vegas is exciting to me. Which again has very little to do with the keynote. That could have just popped up on the website and that would have been fine. But all the Vegas tournaments are just such a joy. I don't know. All the SoCal people go. Even the people who don't play it that much anymore, like, will still just show up. And it feels like there's so much like camaraderie in that venue for whatever reason.
And it's nostalgia for the very first like US calling that we all
Totally.
went to, you know?
Yeah. It's also convenient. Like, it's an hour flight for me. Like, it just like ticks all the boxes for what it would, what kind of Pro Tour I'll have a lot of fun doing. So when I saw that, I was hyped. Unfortunately, that I was more hyped for that than for the little teaser of Compendium where they didn't show us anything.
Blake, what's your high?
I said hi, hello to Hala from the Armory deck Origins that will be dropping in April, November, December, January, 6 months from now. There's going to be a new warrior hero that you can pay a blue to sharpen a sword, which gives it a +1 counter that will dissipate at the end of the turn. It's nice to see Hala. I think she's been in the background. I think that's maybe something that'd be a little more exciting if they were a light warrior, but okay, a non-talented warrior. I'm hoping that means whenever we saw the last Armory Origins deck, you're all got a cool weapon. You're all got a legendary. You're all got a couple very important, maybe they weren't specializations, but they are specifically for him. Nobody uses Mountain Ice and Peak. Nobody uses Crumble. Nobody uses that other one that is a specialization. So
yes,
it is.
They do.
Glad Zayne's there to tell me. I forgot the one time where Oldham play. I don't play against Oldham, so my bad. Or maybe it's Starvo. I certainly don't play against Starvo. My bad. Hala is coming. Maybe Oldham will play her stuff too. It is something where Armory deck Origins, I wish there was a couple more of those a year. I like those. And then I do like supplementary sets. I just thought they were dead. So I haven't talked about them. I haven't yearned for them. I haven't wanted them. But I do think they are a good thing for the game. So you can be like, this class is in the doldrums. We need some stuff coming. We are waiting for a set. We're waiting for a set and never shows up. The thing that's crazy to me is them showing all that character specific art that probably could be on Armory decks of those heroes are just going to be on art where it's like, here's a Florian one, here's a Teklevossen one. I'm like, very hype way to do this. I also think it's kind of funny, haha, when they're like, the nostalgia of Wraith gets in its pages of the compendium, and you're like, this game has been around for 4.5 years, and some of y'all have been around for 2. Like, I'm not nostalgic for getting my ass kicked by Briar, but okay, bring her back, I guess. But I do. Whenever we saw this, Dynasty had Arachne.
How many highs are you gonna do, bro?
Dynasty had Arachne. I hope there's at least 1 or 2 heroes in Compendium that don't make sense in a draft, that we had to hide them in Compendium, and here they are. Or much like Icelander was in Everfest, this is the young one that you can get excited to play against, and now here's the old one coming in the next set.
Yeah, that's a good way to end that. My high is I'm just excited for Compendium. I think the game super needs a supplemental set where a lot of things can just come out and everybody gets a little help or something they need, or flesh out a design like we have, or a Guardian. I think it still needs a couple more cards to like kind of get there. You know, we have a really, I mean, this is just me specific, and the assassin pool is really split. Even though they all say stealth, there are clear stealth cards for certain heroes, so it still feels like the card pool is really small. Yeah, all that stuff. Anybody who needs, like, Teklevossen needs some help. Okay, look. If Betsy does not get log in this supplemental set, I'm going to have to take drastic measures publicly. I don't know what those are yet because we have some time before this comes out. And I don't want to get too worked up. But I will be brewdogging something because it's
you
so
did what
crazy.
To the dog?
I brewdogged it. So anyway, I'm excited for log, and I'm excited for the supplemental set. I think that's going to be really cool.
What were your mediums?
It just, okay. Overall, worst keynote ever. Just going to say that, you know?
I mean,
absolutely.
Pretty definitively. As far as like these Pro Tour ones, they've all been very good. So it's not like the worst one is like means it was terrible. Not that this one was good, but like I think all of them before this had been quite good. Like this one was not good, but like
yeah,
you could be the worst and it still would be pretty good. And this one was not.
Yeah, and they did our boy Brian Gottlieb so bad. James said, I'm not going to this one. You got it, Brian. And then Brian was like, but where's the stuff? And he's like, oh no, there's stuff in there, I swear. And then there wasn't. And Brian made a joke about how he gets to be mad at us for once in his life or whatever. And it just was like nothing. It was just like, look, we're gonna have products in the next year. And it's like, well, yeah, no shit. We're gonna have products.
Welcome to Wraith Homework, the set.
Just,
Encyclopedia Britannica, but Wraith this time.
I think the name's cool too. It's a great named set for what it is.
I think it's cool. And like the box looks awesome. Like,
yeah.
Antiquity packs is a medium or low or high?
Medium.
It's a medium. Reprinting legendaries is a dub, or Fables is a dub. But
why are we changing the art style of our game 6 years in? That is a big what for and why?
They changed a lot more than they needed to.
I think it's just simply like getting to do something slightly different. There's a level in the game that feels like people get a little bit bored if they do the same, or there must be some sort of ethos where like we can't do the same thing too many times in a row. You know what I mean? Like no draft set can be too similar, and we're certainly not gonna go to the Savage Lands or the North where Bolton is from or whatever. We'll just go to Deathmatch Arena twice for some reason. There's just like a level of like, let's do the unexpected. Let's not do the same thing. Let's be edgy. And sometimes that doesn't come off as edgy. It just comes off as like, I'm not sure what you're doing. Are you trying to get other people into this game by making it appeal in a way that's more mainstream nerdcore, online nerdcore games? Is that what's going on? Then okay, cool. You're doing that. And this is the place to do it, right? Is in these antiquity packs. But they don't feel like antiquities when it's new art in a new border. You know what I mean? Those words don't match up.
Yeah, it's like this is what the Shelter the Storm lady looked like before we took a picture from a different angle, or this is what the Balance of Justice lady looked like from a different angle, or I Have Ophidia is underwater now, and you're like, are we telling a story, or is this where they started? I don't.
What if we saw the lady who's wearing a spring tunic, her armpit?
Oh, that's not even on here right now. I forgot about that.
Somebody, who was it? God dang it. Oh, I can't remember who it was, but somebody did like a edit of that and just added armpit hair. And I was like, yas, let's go. Let's go.
So this is going to be our hardest art draft yet. I'm just going to say it. It's going to be compact and full of compendium cards. So be on the lookout for that.
Who was it in our Discord who said like Flesh and Blood like is moving pretty swiftly away from like a foot thing to like a armpit thing?
Laughing way too hard at that. You're gonna get.
It's funny.
You're gonna get caught, bro.
Bodies are cool. We don't kink shame on this podcast.
The yassified tunic was my comment. It looks literally like a filter was applied to it. Like, I don't know. A lot of the redos I don't like. Like the balance is like not what I want. The Shelter is cool, but too different. I don't know. It's cool. The Eye though is great. The Eye of Ophidia is sweet.
Yeah. Like I said, like Blake said, this is going to be the hardest art draft ever. I feel like half this podcast I'm just doing Blake. So there's two Blakes.
I have to say though, seeing Arya cards, like they posted like the 5 Arya cards that you get in the calling packs. it just like awoke something deep in my soul of like, man, I love Arya. Tales of Arya was so good. Give us Elemental back in like that. I don't know.
That went
Just like
hard.
Fully fleshed out way. Like give us all 3 elements in a set again. Like Rosetta was great, but like just do it.
That was
Bring it back.
It was great going from Monarch to Tails. It was crazy.
People love the elemental heroes too. Like I am
Even
people,
me,
so
even me, yeah.
but like if you look at like the Living Legend, like it's a bunch of elemental heroes, and it's not purely power level. Partially is power level, of course, but like people just play them. People want to play.
Lexi she was actually really bad the entire time she was in the format. So I hope she comes back as soon as possible. Like, I guess that's an actual question is like, if there is a Arachne or 2 Arachnes, are we hoping for Icelander part 2?
Is there only 2 Arachnes?
No, I'm saying Arachne hiding in compendium of there are 2 brand new CCE heroes, or maybe 1. Who do you hope it is?
Brand new hero, brand new class.
I think it's possible we get a new class. I think the hero we need the most is Icelander. We just watched Syndra win Worlds playing all reds. Like,
or did Dio win Worlds?
I'm getting sick of the mono red deck. Like, we need a hero that can play Channel Lake Frigid without taking 50 damage. Like, please.
Yes. I want to play Icelander. I want her hero power to basically be the same. Which is going to be
just reprint it, baby.
Which is very weird because they can't do that. But it's like,
why not? They can do whatever they want. We left the deathmatch arena for 1 year, and then they went right back. And they said,
actually, that was a concert, okay?
Okay, you're right.
I hope it is. Ready for this? I hope it's. No, there's already one of those. Earth Wizard, Earth. So
Adult Scurv.
Earth Ranger shows up. That uses CMH to make arrows huge as hell or something. Because that sounds less.
CMH,
I thought about
Bolton shot, felling of the crown.
I thought about it for 2 seconds. So Earth Ranger,
Peak,
Ice Wizard, and Aurora again.
We've done Ice Wizard and Aurora again.
Yeah,
Aurora.
Ice Wizard is the coolest freaking archetype. Bring it back.
Ice Wizard, Lightning Runeblade, Earth Ranger, and it's kind of Tales of RE.
Adult Earth Guardian.
I just lost my mind. Yeah, Terra as an adult, Scurv as an adult.
We have Earth Guardians already. They're called Ultimate Ice Bravo. Did you like that, Zayne, where we were like, we hate Starvo so much, we're putting him at the very end of the shit?
No, that was perfect.
Speaking of Starvo, let's talk about Worlds. The keynote sucked, but it was fine. But you know what didn't suck? Worlds. Worlds did not suck, except for in very specific ways. I want to preface this because at some points we're going to try to be as positive as possible. We talked about it because we don't want to be we don't want to be the Runaways Part 2 where they're just negative all the time. You know?
We don't want our audience to run aways.
Is that even true anymore? Like I've listened to like 2 of their podcasts ever, and they were both very negative, but it was like 2 years ago. Like, are they still negative? Have they?
Oh my God. Yeah, it depends on the episode. You know, the Dirge Living Legend thing, Cody went off, as he do.
Such a shame that Shane died,
I know, right? And at the end of the broadcast, like, Brian's doing the final match and he just has a moment there to just kind of be like, and he just basically goes, and fuck the haters who thought shit was gonna be one way. It's clearly not. Get fucked is kind of the sentiment he had. And I was like, Dang. Homie, you're petty. But we knew that. Okay. Worlds. We're not going to complain. But I will preface this with any parts that I feel very passionately critical about is because I freaking love this game that I am willing to podcast twice a month for hours on end for the last 6 years of my life. Okay? Name one other content creator who has done that. Thank you. There are 0. All right. That being said, Worlds was freaking sweet. I was not super hyped going into it. I was medium hyped. And then when that week came around, I posted in the Discord, like, they got me. I'm freaking hyped. Friday came around. I used so much data on my phone just having the freaking thing on while I was driving around or on a dog walk. Like, I didn't want to miss a freaking second. And it was fun as hell. Where should we start in this discussion? I just wanted to say that.
Zayne, you go first.
Well, where do we want to start? What do we want to talk about? Because
I'll go first. The day one was interesting. I watched.
Give me that microphone back.
I told you I went to Now You 3 Me, so I came back and it was like, okay, it's time for me to pay attention to Living Legend or drop immediately. And it was a decision of, okay, we're not showing a Starvo thing. And I thought that was a kind of interesting thing of like, you kind of need to.
What do you mean?
They didn't show Starvo on the main match for the first game, the second game, the backup game, or the backup of the second game. But then they showed Starvo in round 8 finally. So I'm trying to say I believe I want to give kudos to the commentators because they were like, here's a Marlin deck. Here's what the Marlin deck does. Here's a Dash.io deck. Here's what the Dash.io deck does. And I think that was the best way for someone like me to get into it of I have not done testing with ICG Invasion P, and I have not done it with the Flower of Samurai, and I have not done it with Go Aways. So it's something where it's like, I need to know this stuff. And it was, do you think they're about to lose? Yes. Just kidding. Dash.io can draw 36 cards and kill their opponent. Here we go. Here's the thought process and system reset. I thought all of that was what I needed to have a dog in the fight of I thought, in my personal opinion, that the Dash.io deck looks very hard to play. It looks like you can screw it up. And it looks like if you were trying to do it in an hour 6 times in a tournament, I cannot personally do that. So I found that very impressive. And that's the one I chose to root for. And that is what happened when Yaskar made it. Just kidding. This is a spoiler for the third day of this. But it was like, that's what I'm rooting for because I hate Chain from back in the day. I have not gotten blown out and killed by this Dash.io deck yet to hate it. So I hate Chain more than it. I'm rooting for it.
It would take one game for you to hate the Dio deck, but yeah. you know when you watch your keynote,
is that a testament to my ability to hate or how bad the deck is?
You know when you watch your Kano opponent like take 4 to 5 minutes to do the combo turn, it's like that but 10 times worse.
Just doing this the whole time. I mean seriously.
Do it.
I brought AB too.
You guys are killing me. Oh, I think.
How many games would it take for you to hate it, Zayne?
I do not like that deck. I think it was a very reasonable decision. I expected more of the Stroop Waffles to end up on it, and I was surprised when I saw as many Marlins as I did from the Stroops. But obviously, it worked out well for Ian. But yeah, that Dio deck is, I think maybe literally the most broken thing we've ever seen. Like more than Belittle and Crown of Seeds and Full Power. Starvo, I think it is literally the most broken thing we've ever seen.
It's so sick. I think it's awesome. I think that's exactly what I was looking for out of this tournament, was something to just be fucking bananas and broken and just be like, yes, LL, fuck yeah. Shit is fucked up because you can't keep track of all of this. And it seemed like I was like, oh yeah, we've seen this deck before. Like, didn't Sam Sutherland like do something similar with System Reset and stuff
Like
at one
10%,
point?
10%. I mean, yes. So
Like the shell of that idea is there in that deck, right? It just
So
was like a lot harder to do.
for context, Sam Sutherland killed Matt Rogers in top 8 of a calling or PT, I forget. I think it was
Yeah.
a PT. From 40 life through a truce.
Yeah.
So like full health with a
43.
5-card hand,
Yeah.
without stubby hammerers, without cash
Art of
in,
War.
and without Art of War. That's
Yeah.
Without Tome
How-
of Final. Did he have Tome of Final?
I don't
he
know.
might have.
Okay.
But that's
might
what I mean is like, right? There was like an idea that this thing was there, right?
Yeah, totally.
So it seems if you know your history pretty well. Anyway, it was fucking sweet. I don't give a shit it's broken. It should be broken. It's living legend. It was awesome. Just like let me get access to my entire deck once I'm kind of ready to go. And I'm also gonna have infinite action points and infinite resources until I have no cards left in deck. Is dope.
Amulet of
is.
Echoes. Amulet of Echoes.
Does
Yeah,
it just
I-
lose to one Warmongers, or no? That's so not how it works.
You
I
just
mean, the deck
pass
is
and then
the deck just passes until it doesn't. Yeah.
yeah, you just do it later.
So
You
play
just, like,
3 Warmongers in a row, you mean?
There's only one legal in LL, but
What?
can't make that mistake, world champ.
I think I put 3 in my LL deck. What the hell?
That's why you didn't win Worlds.
Yeah, there's your problem.
There's your problem, bro. Illegal.
Oopsie.
I also thought great story for Jacob Allen, or as I like to call him, Jakob, because he only has a K, which I think is a great way to spell Jacob. Holding on after 8-0 day 1 to make it through day 2 and then make top 4. Did he make top 4? He did. Yeah.
He was not fourth, but he might have been ahead of that. I forget, but he did
then
very well.
he lost in the top 8 then.
Yeah. He made top 8, which is fucking awesome. You know?
Yeah.
I think that's a great story. And that's like for sure the thing you want to have happen. And that's why sports and competition is like so cool, right? Is because
Seventh.
those moments have.
He snuck
so
in at
he-
7th.
Yeah. But then he lost in semis, right?
I don't know if we could check.
I'm gonna be honest. I only watched the Stroopwafel games and the finals.
Okay.
I was very busy that day.
I'm pretty positive he lost in top 4.
So if I could check the World Championship pairings, I would, but they have been down since Sunday, and it's super hard to follow
see
along.
him.
In the video
Oh.
or on the Fab TCG thing.
On the Fab website, they seem to be working. The top 8 ones are not.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Jacob got third. Yes, as the same as Ian. Yes, sorry, you nailed it.
Yeah.
You nailed it. We tried.
I
to
nailed it.
lead you astray.
Thank you. I think that was really awesome. I love day 2. We talked about this. Like, look, I don't know how fun it is for us to like look through 40 names of people or 60 names of people and be like, hey, I know that guy. Hey, I know that guy. Those are their records. You know, like that's not super compelling to me in terms of a stream. But it was cool to note that some people that made top 8 were not really on that first page to start day 1. You know, Majin and Ian. Shout out to Majin, aka Caleb. I was watching this part of it with my partner, and I was like, "Oh yeah, it was Majin Bay," you know, and she kind of gave me a look like, "Well, that's kind of a weird name," and I was like, Oh yeah, his name is Caleb, and she fell out of her seat laughing.
Oh my god.
My wife did not know what Majin Buu was. Like
Yeah.
I was like, it's a reference to Majin Buu. She's like, I got nothing. I was like, man.
You mean you didn't
course.
watch Dragon Ball Z after soccer practice every time you got home and got your Squeeze It and your Gushers ready? That's something that I thought was cool about the top 8/top 20 was like, hey, our lone representative in America is the best one we got because he won the national championships in June. He's the only person to ever beat Taylor in a battle hardened in Sonoma. And I think that it has to be something where Taylor's probably like, I probably could have gotten 7th at Worlds with Huntsman because that's where I would have
maybe 8th. Jacob Allen took 7th. So
Yeah. Jacob's still in there. I would love to sneak in at 8th on Huntsman.
I just think that's the only person that could ever beat Taylor is somebody that's in the top 8 of Worlds. Anybody else, he would have won Battle Hard in Sonoma.
Jesus, I was rooting for Majin so hard to just like give me a few extra cred points of like, come on, fucking win Worlds, and then I could say I lost to the world champion. Come on. I'll settle for Worlds top 8, which is pretty
somebody that has lost to the world championship, Blake Meyer at Seattle last year. So I was rooting for Michael Jaskar because, not to make this all about me, but he was playing Florian, I was playing Aurora. I didn't know how to beat Florian well, and he was like, I think you should beat me. And then he beat me pretty bad because he's a pro player. But when we started, he was like, not a brute? What are you doing? And I was like,
that's great. He knew who you were.
The Jaskar knows me, and now we're friends, and now he's world champion. And we left that game afterwards, and we like, one of us is going to be world champion next year.
And you like fist bumped, and the camera froze on your 2 fists, and then the credits rolled.
We flipped a coin, and he won. So he was like, okay, you go try your best to do world champion stuff, and I'll go do whatever I did this year.
The other thing that was really go ahead, Zayne. Go ahead, Zayne.
Blake, have you ever died on turn 0 in Flesh and Blood ever in CC?
No,
because the world champion has.
Did he die to you?
Do you guys know the tweet I'm referencing from back in the day? It was at one of the second Vegas Nationals, U.S. Nationals.
Is this Alexander Vore? Or is this Steven kills Michael Jaskar? What happened? Tell me.
I forget. I don't know the person's name who kills Michael, but it was a Tiger Katsu player.
Steven! It's Steven!
Yeah. Oh,
Shout out to Steven. Okay. Oh my God.
Yeah. But you know the tweet where like Michael's telling the story?
Yes. Well,
it's very funny. But
Steven told it to me in person, which I wish I had that recorded and we could just play that.
I don't know the story. Tell me.
Okay,
quiz.
go ahead.
So it's turn 0. It's Tiger Katsu against Icelander. The Katsu goes Roar of the Tiger, which is +1 to all your tigers to make a tiger. Another Roar of the Tiger. And then the red that makes 3 tigers and banish. So he's played 3 cards, and then he's attacking for 10. 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. And then he Katsu triggers to get a tiger swipe, and then breaks Mask of the Pouncing Lynx to get a tiger swipe. So then Michael was blocking just to try to preserve life, not really fully processing what was happening. And then the first tiger swipe gets 5 more tigers. And then the second tiger swipe gets 10 more tigers. Each one is 2 damage. And so, it was like 44 or something, 48 or something.
And the way Steven tells it too is he goes, okay, here we go. Got to play against Icelander. And he's like, I play it. Maybe he doesn't know what's going on. And then he like doesn't block. And he goes, maybe he doesn't know what's going on. And then it like happens again. He's like, oh God, he doesn't know what's happening. And then just kills him.
Sheesh. I love Katsu, man.
Totally.
They should make him another Bonds card called Bonds of Brotherhood or something.
They need to make him. They maybe did, but it's with a crane and an old man. Shout out to the trailer of Compendium when it's an old man like smooching the tip of a crane's beak.
I'm compending.
Also, the one with the like thing on the head That's a ninja card, right? The guy's like carrying a pot on his head.
I don't know. I'd have to
I
look
thought
at
it was the
again.
ninja border, but
Probably a necromancer.
Okay, the other huge highlight was Saturday. Me and Blake hosted a watch party in the Discord. Levi came over to my physical house and sat on that couch over there while I looked at this screen and he looked at that TV screen. And Enrique was there being awesome.
Broncoin.
Broncoin, who I thought wasn't there, but then apparently was there.
Olympia knower.
Talk it up, our guy. Talk it up. Don't be shy. Get in there. Freaking Thor Mike showed up with one of his kids.
Jeez.
Patrick was there. Enrique was pretty nervous because both Patrick and Levi were there, and he loves them. They're his favorite semi-famous podcast people. Who else was there? I was there. Blake was there. Oh, freaking Nate was there. He even went to the gym and did heavy sets of squats with us, just freaking
Squatting on
the
him.
Discord call. It was awesome. It was a great time.
We didn't have to watch draft, which draft is fun to play, but boy, does it suck to watch.
That's great. That's how they film it. Another highlight.
And we got to talk out loud, so we didn't listen to commentary. That it's more fun to hear and talk with us about, like, what do you think is going to happen, instead of like, oh, halfway there, living on a prayer, Chain's making another rune chant. And you're just like, okay.
Speaking of commentary, Uber is so freaking good at commentary. Pay that man a bunch of money, have him do all of your tournaments, make him the flesh and blood commentator face. Okay, just give him money. Okay, his fits immaculate. One fit, he's
Fighter pilot, Top Gun, right?
Yeah, he's Top Gun. Next fit, he's in Birdcage. Third fit, I'm not even sure. He's wearing like a fucking velvet blazer, pink blazer. Come on.
Pankaj also did great. I enjoy Pankaj's commentary because he is, I think, the most knowledgeable commentator we've ever had in the game, of like knowing. I mean, I guess like Hayden Dale did a good job too, but I think Pankaj like is just so in the know. Like, he should be playing in these tournaments. Like, he would be doing well in these tournaments. I always appreciate hearing his commentary.
I also like Uber. I find it weird that Uber was not in the most important match of the year, because we're paying Uber. He's the best commentator. He won that award last year. Why are we listening to Brian Gottlieb in the finals? I think Brian Gottlieb can design this game as long as he wants, but I do think whenever they tried to make him look cool, if he's grabbing his cue cards and he's heading up those stairs to do that keynote, and they showed that B-roll over and over again, I'm like, this isn't you, bud. And this isn't you as commentator. Of like, I would say I like all four of the other people better, and I want to hear them more, and I want them to focus because they know about as much as I do, and I don't want you being like, Cinder doesn't really seem like a problem. It's like, because you know which counter is coming 4 months from now, and Syndra feels like a problem to me currently.
It's upsetting. It made more sense when A, Brian was new, and B, we had less commentator talent. Now Brian is not new, and we have more commentator talent. And it feels wildly inappropriate that the person who designs the game is also doing commentary for the game. And I don't know how to disconnect my brain from Brian designs this game and he's saying weird stuff that I can't not believe him or whatever. You know what I mean? It feels unprofessional and doesn't give credibility to Brian and LSS by having him be involved in something where he knows what the 3 sets are above. He knows why they designed something, etc. You know what I mean? It's like I don't know what the analogy is to this.
It just doesn't happen in the real world. So there is not a precedent of like, oh, well, in NFL, the owner or the GM also does commentary, or like they're in the press conference. You do separate them from the field. You do separate them from commentary of the game. You separate them from refs. It's like GMs were getting interviews before keynotes of it's the draft, or it's time to address the play or fans or whatever. It's time to hoist the trophy at the end. Like, by all means, Brian Gottlieb, hand over that check to Michael Jaskar. That's the time where we want you to do that over someone else. Like, that makes sense to me. I think it is kind of like, well, at LSS, we do stuff different. And we love when Brian Gottlieb does commentary. And you're like, well, there's some kind of imaginary fences that you're like, we're breaking borders, or there's some offenses that make sense for them to be there. And I do think it is kind of a, Brian, we love when you're in your dev chat and you're telling us behind the scenes stories, but I'm not a fan of commentary, Brian, of like, because I remember when you said there's breadcrumbs to find why Prism Awakener of Soul is good. And then they didn't exist until you made a new weapon. And like, I can't get that out of the back of my head when you're telling me like, if you didn't keep whining and start practicing, you'd be better at LL by now. And that was somebody else. But if Brian said that, I'd be like, bro, get off the screen, dude. Let Scott say something. Zayne, go.
I think I mostly agree, actually. I was never like hypercritical of his commentary, and I actually don't mind him being a part of the weekend's commentary, but like it feels like they're featuring him. Like he's always in the final match. He's always like, I think I'm fine with him being one of the people who's in and out, but like he doesn't need to do the finals. Like he's done the finals a few times in a row now. It's like, okay, we got it. Like, that's enough. Like mix it up. It does feel a little clunky and weird that you're the main speaker during the biggest game when, yeah, you have all this information that we don't know.
Sidra hits the sawbones and then hits into gravy, and it's 37 health left. And you're like, bro.
I think, and that's what makes Mitch really good, is he understands the flow of the game when it's like chess and then when it's a sports moment. You know what I mean? Because a lot of the game is chess, you know? Especially in CC right now. In LL, it's a little different, but it's like you can't get too excited when Jazzker is using optical monocle twice in a row. You can't go, and he put a card to the bottom. What is he going to do next? Another optical monocle. He put the card to the bottom. What will he find? It's just like, dude, that is a moment of just like, oh, he didn't like what he saw. He's putting it to the bottom. Let's see if he likes this card. Another monocle trigger. Okay, maybe he'll find it. Like, that's the moment. That's what's happening, right? It's a thinking time. It's not a slam dunk time, right? Sometimes it feels like, I don't know. Okay, I'm getting in the weeds here.
In basketball, when they make a crazy pass, it's just as exciting, but it's a pass moment of like, put that in the pass highlights for the rest of your life.
Well, basketball is way different because it's pure action all of the time. Flesh and Blood is not pure action.
Free throws or not.
Get his ass, Zayne. Don't let his freaking basketball analogy fly. Put
free
that
throws,
in the dirt, Zayne.
Free throws are the worst play in any sport. It's so boring.
God. If it's not live, I skip through free throws.
It's it's actually like a flaw in the game. It isn't. It is not a feature. It is a flaw.
No, it's a necessary evil. It's bad for viewing, but it's good for the strategy of the game.
And lows of free throws go.
In the NBA specifically, free throws are very bad because
you know what was a slam dunk moment?
What was it, Zane?
When two Stroopwafels had win-and-ins, and I was so stressed, and then they both won their win-and-ins, baby.
Baby.
Okay, explain who the Stroopwafels are. We've never heard you talk about them.
Is that earnest, or are you being sarcastic?
Just for the people at home that are brand new, there's 400 people and more that listen to us now that Taylor won a battle hard in second place.
The Stroopwafels are a smallish group of players who are primarily friends more than a team, but we're kind of a team. As long as you're not on PCG Invasion, then you're part of the team, but you're also part of the team if you're on PCG, maybe, kind of, depending on who you are. It's primarily a group of friends who just hang out at events and room together because we all like each other. But in this case, that was Majin Bay and that was Ian Zhang, and I was running around my apartment when they both finally top 8'd, especially for Ian, who famously has 2 9th places and a 12th place, I think. No one talks about the 12th place. That's also pretty rough. But yeah, I was so hyped. I was very sad when I saw they were paired into each other in the first round of top 8. But
that sucked.
Having
and those
two
games
people
sucked too. Ugh.
Well, yeah. I mean, Ian kind of just got to do. His decks did what they were there to do. His decks were there to hunt that. So it was, the games played out how they should have. But yeah, it was a bummer that they weren't competitive, really, or super competitive.
I mean, I think the real winner is the freaking extreme bling of that Prism deck Ian had. That was insane. Even my partner, who happened to walk in when that was up there on screen, was like, that looks cool. It's like, yeah, it does. Looks really cool.
Prism on the table is just the best. Like all the figments, the auras.
Well, incredible. And all the custom spectral shields from a Swarty. I was like, okay, I get it. I get it.
Shout out Oliver. Oliver originally commissioned those. And then when Oliver took a little bit of a step back, he offered them to Ian, and Ian bought them off of him. So we've been like waiting for those to get on stream for like years at this point.
They're crazy. Like, and just to have a Marvel figment and then be like, here's my other Marvel figment that's signed that goes on top of it. I'm not even going to flip it. It's crazy.
They must have free healthcare in Europe or something. Because I'm spending all my money on trying to stay alive these days. And boy, am I falling behind.
I also love that he was playing 1 CNC. That was something that, like, the original Prism, that was like a big part of that kit. You know, not everybody played it, but in like the Tunic version of that list, it was like so sick to like attack with Wartune Herald, attack with your Spectral Shields, and then Tunic CNC. And like to see him like bring that back into like an aggro deck was like a really cool innovation. I don't think other Prisms were on it. And it's, even though it's one copy, like you may think it doesn't matter, but it does come up.
You think Dark Odious is doing that? You think Murphy's got that in his bag? No, it's all Zhang all the time, dude.
Way to just know the other Prism players. Great job.
There's not that many.
For now. I think also Marlin, getting to see Marlin in LL was also awesome. I think that was a huge win alongside Boomer Chain. I know, Blake, you hate Chain, but it was so good to see Boomer Chain out there. I was like, hell yeah. Freaking 6 blood deck cards played. Freaking Ursur on the table. Let's go. Nostalgia is real.
Okay, I have to ask you guys about Chain, because I do love Chain. I think Chain is sweet. And I've already hinted at it. I already said it earlier. But I really don't like RuneGate existing in that. Like, he was never supposed to have RuneGate. RuneGate was designed explicitly for Vincent. And it just is like this weird, like, shouldn't be possible combo, but people do it because Dirge and Malefic, and obviously it's powerful. It's like, it's obviously way too powerful for Chain. They've had to restrict it at every turn. Like he should not be RuneGating, right? Like, RuneGate should be tied to Vincent Hero Text. Or am I crazy?
Question. Do you also scoff at Starvo getting to Oakenold.
Starvo always could Oakenold.
But I'm saying
Like
that
it shouldn't.
that's
He shouldn't.
Oldham's card. That's not what Starvo should be doing.
Totally different because that's like a one card thing that like asks a lot of you. RuneGate is like that's the whole freaking thing that deck was doing. Like, and it would
Okay,
be doing it.
I was more just being like, is it different? So you said it's different. So if we could say Chain cannot run RuneGate cards, I think that would be a ban that would like equal him out and be like, it's kind of harder to win with him. But then
It
Boomer
also
Chain
would like
doesn't
make
use RuneGates, right?
well, so like even the Boomer chain lists were playing like Eulogy and
Just the
widespread
best
destruction,
ones.
widespread destruction, because it's just like why wouldn't you? It's so good. It's clearly too good.
There were a lot of cards in those chain lists where I'm like, if they were not playing that shit 3 years ago, 4 years ago. Like, what is going on here?
And I think LL it shouldn't be a time capsule of when you LL necessarily, but it should at least resemble the hero you were in CC at the time. And these chain decks do not. They're like Maleficing and Funeral Mooning, and it's like
When I
it's
saw
cool
Funeral
and-
Moon, I was like, wait, what?
Yeah,
This
like
is-
it's powerful and it's cool, I guess, but it's like not chain. It's not the chain that we all got to enjoy. And not that again, it doesn't need to be a time capsule of the hero, but I do think that like putting some rails on to like, and I don't know, make like changing RuneGate would be a big change, but like I think the other heroes more or less got to be who they are, but like chain just was like kind of felt like ruined to me.
I think some of the chain I've seen recently has been commoner, and that was a Shrill of Skull Farm is super good.
Yeah.
This other stuff is super good. It isn't all his old stuff, but like I think seeing Shadow of Ursa doing some crazy thing and then rune gating at like it's kind of hard to make rune chants allegedly, but then if you have all the rune chant enablers, it is kind of like a why would you ever play Vincent in Living Legend? And I think that's a weakness of the format, not a like cool, you don't have to think about Vincent ever. It's like if you want to rune gate and do some crazy stuff, do that. And then I think it's also waiting for that coal every time. It was like this hero is getting close with chain. Chain is getting there. We're blocking, we're stabilizing, and then the first coal happened, and chain just walked over their dead body after the coal happened. Where
yeah,
it
that was unfortunate.
is kind of no wonder there's not 3 of these cards. Like, how much can one banish of a card do? Of me banishing a card I can play and not losing this card, and you losing a blocking card is like, peace out, you're dead. And like watching Ellie Bird do some super cool tech, try an off deck meta, and then still lose after 67 minutes or 45 minutes of playing, it was like kind of devastating. Of like, I got rid of all their soul shackles twice, and it didn't matter at all. I still lost. And you're like, fuck.
That game was sick though.
Yeah,
That was a sick game. I will say Jimmy's deck does not have any rune gate cards.
not even Eulogy.
Not even Eulogy. I'm looking at it right now. 0 rune gate.
Jimmy.
Do you believe that, Zayne?
I'm looking at it. I was looking at literally every single one but Jimmy, and they all have it. So I
Yeah,
guess
because his
one guy
is
didn't.
the one boomer list, and there's I would say are the rune gate lists. I think Chain should be able to do whatever the fuck he wants. But am I going to put rune gate cards in my Chain deck? Certainly not. It's the only deck I have ever played that I just didn't unsleeve. It's still sleeved up basically from 2021 or 2022 or whatever, you know? I just got to add in my cull and snuff out, and then we're good to go. My one succumb to temptation, boom, let's go.
Chains of Mephitis.
It seems good against certain heroes, not so good against Dash.io.
Not good against Dash.io, huh?
Yeah, go watch that game when they play it, and then they just banish the cards and then freaking play them. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
He does have to play around like, okay, I don't have any cards now to pay for anything, so I have to get them off of the banish. But I have 6 optical monocles.
It's game winning into Marlin. It's game winning into Marlin. But
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're in the weeds here.
Let me get to this part. I said it before we started. I'll say it now. Let's draw up.
I love you too.
Let's draw up. If Matthew Dilks draws an invert into existence, this man has won $100,000. He doesn't. His opponent is at 1 health. Michael Jaskar.
If he draws Sonata. I don't think he was even playing it, but that would...
He has 3 cards. 2 cerebellum processors. Can he do this? And his opponent is at 30 plus health. Michael Jaskar with 1 health kills his opponent, sequencing everything perfectly to do it. In the finals of game 2, he's already lost round 1 in a bad, easy matchup for him. It sucks. I would be tilted losing Syndra into Gravy. I don't know how either of those decks work at the highest level because I'm not the highest level, but it feels like Syndra should win that pretty handily. He loses to double Conqueror, shuffle up and play again, and gets to 1 health. I have never been more impressed by I remember what Hamilton did, kind of. I remember what the Phi ran over everybody in that year. That was impressive in a different way. I was famously not that impressed about a CYB Enigma list last time. I feel like this is the most impressive win of a world champion, probably because they had to win 2 games in a row after that crazy tilting moment. I think it was so cool I go down to 1, and now I just did 36 damage to kill you. Were you guys impressed by that? How did you guys feel about the finals?
I thought it was super exciting, and like I had like almost turned it off. Like I was like, oh, okay, it's a wrap. And I was like, I literally didn't, because I was like, I know the Dio can kill from 1, but he literally has to find it like right now. But yeah, I mean, it was very like cinematic, right? Like, you know, you get upset in the game that you should theoretically win, then you're getting just mollywopped in the LL game, and then suddenly you claw it back, and then you grind out a win. Like, it was very cool. Like, I think
agreed.
His decks were favored, so I don't want to like over-index too much. Like, I think he showed a lot of poise and like focus. I do think he should have won both. So he like did his job. But it's very hard to do, and I think like he did a great job of staying focused and executing tricky game plans. He did almost throw, though. He did almost throw on the Rising Resentment, but that's okay.
Real quick for people like me, I'm not going to pretend it's just our viewers. How hard is it to play that Dash.io deck at a high level? Is it you could figure it out after a week of practice, or is it, that takes about a month to learn to not screw this up?
You can learn it in a day or two. Now at the 100th percentile, maybe not, but the deck is basically get a monocle down, Arsenal High Octane, or card draw, and then find the other thing. So like, if you have the High Octane and Arsenal, you monocle until you find Art of War. Or if it's vice versa, if you have the Art of War and Arsenal, then you monocle till you find the High Octane. And then you just keep touching every card in your deck until they're dead. You don't boost the system resets. You use your Cerebellum. So you keep checking every time. You're boosting your 0 cost. Every single attack in the deck, every single one is 0 cost. And so you're just boosting, gaining a resource, boosting, gaining a resource. So you find the system reset, Cerebellum, draw it, and then you just kill them with pistol. It's really not more complicated than that. Like, you do have to not mess it up, and the deck can be very unkind. Like if all of those things are together, which can happen, you either never find it or you find it at the wrong times, and like you need to boost, but like the card on top is cash in or something, and you're like, ugh.
You also need the action points to unload your pistol too, just in cases.
Well, that's the system reset does it for you, but
yeah.
But
So
yeah, it's
on
not
a
it's not
5-star
rocket science.
difficulty that they've done for us. Probably 3, or no, it's even easier than that.
It's kind of like it's easier than like the Acilio combo, which is like, if that makes sense. Which like the Acilio combo is hard until it's not.
I think there's a level of you got to learn how to navigate through some certain level of variance, right? Of like when to bottom, when to boost, what are you bottoming, what are you boosting, probabilities.
You're bottoming everything that doesn't say draw 2 cards.
So I'm sure it's like, it's not a walk, right? He still like wins his games and, has to do thinking and stuff. But yeah, there's probably like some heuristics around that make it a little bit easier. Oh, shit. I should have written something down. I forgot. I had another point about something.
The comeback or the most impressive win?
More like how we had. Is it okay, Blake? I know you have your hand up, but are you going to remember what you're saying?
I'm just.
He's counting off what you're saying.
Yeah. I really wished we had gotten to see more top 8 games. It was like I didn't like that. Like we would show up into game 2 of a game with no context of what happened the game before. You know what I mean? Like nobody caught us up. Like, because I thought the interesting part about best of 3 in top 8 was that initial decision from the high seed. Did they defer or are they picking the format? You know what I mean? Like we show up and they don't catch us up to that. Like, okay, so player A deferred and then they chose to go first, which seemed like the right decision or whatever. And that's maybe then their strategy over these 3 games because of that. You know what I mean? And that was like kind of the most interesting thing that they were doing in this top 8 was making a best of 3 with that. But we never really got that until the finals. And that feels like a miss. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was not aware of that because Sunday morning, I woke up a little late and it is in Philadelphia and we are in California. So it was not a thing that I was paying attention to. Like I got there and 15 health in the game 2 and didn't realize that kind of stuff had happened.
That there wasn't a game 1 potentially. Like that's the game you saw.
I never knew that happened because I haven't gone back and watched everything.
Yeah.
One thing that frustrated me a little bit of, I don't want to see behind the curtain, but I know some stuff about broadcasting just because of my industry of working in entertainment. One thing I did not like was we can't show the keynote live because it puts undue burden on and it's a hard burden for our people to deal with. It's like, it kind of sucks that you threw them under the bus a little bit. And then in the finals, what were we talking about? It was just like, it was very matter of factly. That's what I'm trying to say about Mansant, of being like, we're not going to show all the games because it is too much to show. And it's like, can we get creative? Can we put them on a different thing? Can we have 2 stream? Like you have a backup camera. Can we make sure all rounds are streamed so we can watch them later? Maybe we're not going to see them live. Maybe we're not going to get the original context, but it would be cool of like, it's Tuesday. Here's game 1 of that one you missed. So it's not lost to all eternity of like, somebody's going to go on the Runaways podcast and be like, my game 1 was so bad, but I've persevered through it and still won the world championship. It's like, well, we're not going to know that as the fan base or audience because it just doesn't exist. And I think we've thought that about maybe a calling of like, we're never going to see Chris Iali lose to Sonny Yang in a calling. we're not going to see either of the Battle Hardened winners of Shoma or Alex 4. Shout out to them for winning, but we're not going to know any of those things. We never know Battle Hardens, but like that is a thing that I think everybody has always been like, we have the capabilities to record these. Let's get some final matches maybe of a Colin, of a Battle Hardened, all that kind of stuff.
I agree. I want at the final tournament of the year as much coverage as possible. You have 5 casters. Why are we watching B-roll a million times? Why aren't we interviewing more randos between 2 ferns?
Oh, you never mentioned that. You did think you thought a lot of that on Saturday. So go on, ferns. Tell them what you said, Taylor.
I
love the ferns. This is my favorite show.
Okay, somebody please let me know if they knew what they were doing or if they were like, oh yeah, let's put them between these 2 ferns, and then didn't know that that was a reference to the famous Zach Galifianakis interview show. You know,
they have to know. They had to know.
I know you and Blake have said that. I'm just
the whole
saying
crew is like older millennials. They had to know that.
No way. Mansant's like 22.
Okay.
Sam's like 19.
That's not true. That's not
Uber's
right.
Uber and Scott are from different countries. So is Pankaj. They might not know, dude.
Pankaj knows. Pankaj
might not know. Pankaj, if you're listening, let us know if you know. Also, Pankaj, thank you for listening for 2 hours. Really appreciate you. You're a real one.
Okay, so
if you're going to have between 2 ferns, use it more often. There's 5 of you. Have somebody just be like, hey, this guy, who's random, not even famous. Just be like, hey, what are you thinking? How's it going? You know, please, can we also get coverage of the calling and the Battle Hardens, please? Those seem like really cool situations. Also, why are all the deck lists and things broken? I want to know who got 10th and what's going on there. Or 44th. What happened to all my Arachnes? What's going on? There are other people other than the top 8. We want to know. The people's people. Blake, count off.
Okay. Our world champions. Icelander. Phi. Enigma. Syndra /DI. DO. That's 2 Draconic Ninjas. 2 control decks,
2 blue decks,
2 aggro decks. So we're half and
2
half.
2 red decks, 2 blue decks.
Because Dash.io is going to fit into a combo deck, but it's going to be the thing that gets Syndra her win. So 2 Draconic Ninjas are the best aggro decks we have ever had based on the thing we give the most money to. 2 control decks, 2 blue heavy decks. What are your thoughts on, if you're trying to win the 5th World Championship, is it back to a control deck next year? Or what's in your mind of what can we learn from that?
I mean, I think the answer is you play Draconic Ninja till the wheels fall off. Like, it just works. Like, I obviously won't, but I think that it's just been the most successful archetype they've ever pushed.
I had that thought today. I was like, should I just pick up Syndra? Should I do that?
What if every hand you ever drew always converted? Always.
That'd be amazing.
But
that doesn't always happen with Syndra. Sometimes you have Lava Burst, Throw Dagger, or actually Throw Dagger would be sick. But sometimes you have Ancestral, right? That could be your hand. What do you do with that, Zayne?
It happens like so rarely. Like the deck is like
literal hand in the top 8 of Worlds, Zayne. Literal hand.
I get what you're saying, Zayne.
That's the whole ethos. That's the whole ethos of the deck. Every hand converts always.
The look in Zayne's face as I said this, priceless. That's why you got to watch the podcast.
What do we call it? Banned in restriction announcement. Flesh and Blood.
Brand with Cinder Claw. Throw it on there.
Okay, so the October 28th one was just the LL stuff, so we want to do the one before. October 6th, No, that's that one. Okay, so the last ban thing that we saw was Gravy loses Tipples. We got rid of the headpiece for Verdance. We got rid of Talk a Big Game. Am I missing one? I think there was a fourth one, but I can't remember what the card was. Do you guys remember?
There was a fourth one, huh?
Because it wasn't a Draconic Ninja card.
It sure wasn't.
Oh, Plume.
No, we already said that.
I think I said that one.
Fuck.
Based on what I'm thinking of. What I'm trying to say is we had our triangle for a while now. It was since July or since June of the Las Vegas Championships where Majin Bay as a Verdance beats a Gravy. We banned something from Gravy to make him less consistent. We banned a major consistency piece from Verdance because we were going to give her a 6 damage spell. But we did not ban anything from...
It's actually crazy what we forgot.
What was it?
It's literally the most important card in the banning. It was Bonds of Agony.
We also got rid of the thing that kills Syndra. So if we turned our triangle into a square... of which one do you want to pick? Do you want to be the wizard? Do you want to be the necro? Do you want to be the assassin? Or do you want to be the ninja? We banned necro, verdance, and assassin, but there was no bans headed towards Syndra. Do you think that was a good decision that made sense? Or was it a door opener for Syndra to win this Worlds because everyone that was close to her got a ban and there's not really somebody that is just dumpstering her in the meta currently?
I think it was a bad decision because I think it was too easy to just land on why not play Syndra? Like that was like an earnest question in the Discords like for months. It was like, I literally do not see a reason not to play Syndra. There is not one issue with the deck.
No,
like
predator.
Sure, you don't win every game, but like there's no good argument not to play it. Not a single one.
You're never unfavored.
Whenever it beat a Victor on stream, I was like, Victor can't even beat this shit?
No test of Iron Grip, though.
It's not the answer. Well, I mean, it helps, but like...
I mean, it's got
it misses. Help. It does help. But like, you can still lose.
Yeah.
They should have hit something. I think like the free fealty one, display loyalty or whatever, is pretty cringe. And I think that brand with Cinder Claw is so good with all of the if this is draconic nonsense.
My issue is the 6+1 reactions that draw you cards that are impossible to figure out if that's what they have. And you just have to have a hand that lines up to be able to stop it. Like, do they have Ancestral? I don't know. I can't play around it, so I guess not. Do they have Throw Dagger? Is it Throw Dagger instead? I don't know. Can't play around it, so they just have it, and then that's like +5 damage, basically. You know, those things I think are tough. I think this is maybe the final question to end on, which Blake, maybe this is kind of what you're asking.
Great.
But moving forward here now from the World Championships, I would say it's a win. World Championships is great. Shout out to Michael Jasker. Stash IO, a man with a mustache, won Worlds. Obviously, I'm excited. Shout out to Colin, Honigman, and anybody else with a mustache. In Movember, freaking Destiny. Do they touch the CC meta? Ban or do they let it ride?
They're letting it ride. I mean, there's not even a ban for a long time, I don't think.
There is a ban in December something.
A month away.
I would like something from Syndra to go, just because it's like, if you win Worlds, is that considered balanced? I do think Syndra was the most popular hero. So that means most people in the field of the 400 smartest people in the world came to the same conclusion Zayne did of why not play this.
It was the most played by a good margin too.
Yes.
Yeah.
And talking with my local Travis, shout outs to Travis, he was like, I don't even know what you would ban. And you're like, we can get a little bit creative. Like, let's get rid of one of those things and make the Syndra's life a little harder. Make the Syndra not work for it more, but like I think fealty is a thing that if you have too many fealty, if fealty was harder or you needed to do brand to make your stuff work, that makes more sense than, oh, that's fine. I'll just use one of my 3 fealty over here. You're like, fealty feels like it's a Fang thing more than a Syndra. So if Syndra is like, I only have like 1 or 2 fealty a game and I use it as a pop off kill thing, that makes more sense than I just have it at my disposal at any time. Because I think the actual sentence that makes sense, and I'm going to repeat from a Discord I was on, thank you, that Discord, running Oath of Loyalty when you have like 12 to 15 non-draconic attacks and not getting punished for it is like insane.
I think that is one of my whole things with Syndra is they just get to run all of the cards at no cost. You know what I mean?
Which is the Cheerios red deck, which we killed after Tariq Patel. Sorry about that, Tariq. It's Tariq. Tariq Patel won Cheerios Briar, and then they banned it immediately after Nationals before anybody else played it. This feels like a Cheerios is bad.
It's just there's not a ton of deck building tension. It feels like. I think some other podcasts are gonna argue about that, and you can do that, and people will believe you. But if it's a spectrum, this is way on the side of the spectrum where it's like not that hard to just kind of add in cards you kind of need, right? There's no like, if I take this out, this package doesn't work sort of thing, where that happens a lot in other heroes.
It might be the most build itself deck ever. Like maybe Dash Inventor Extraordinaire kind of did for a time because like you just played the good boost cards. But like you literally just every single Draconic starter, every single 4, you know, like the easy 4s like Blaze, Cut Through, you know, you obviously play Lava Burst. You obviously, you know, there's just the whole deck just is like, there are decisions, but it's like you have like 8 cards that are decisions, and then that's it.
And like you just get a free run Cut Through, which, you know what I mean?
And even your equipment is also not interesting. Like it's cool. I get it's a cool suite, but it's like there's no decision. You just run the same 4 things into everything.
And you don't even get punished for running like Shelter of the Storm. You know what I mean?
True.
Like you could just put that in your aggro deck and be fine.
I also think as we have made it 6 years into the game, deck tension or like Ancestral Empowerment is a red. Throw Dagger is a blue. Could Throw Dagger have been yellow? Could Throw Dagger have been red? Of like, now it's not such a, of course this goes in your deck. But maybe that's what they were thinking about it. But it's like, does Syndra need blues? She doesn't run Kodachis. But the blue is powering other things. And like, I think Throw Dagger has so much utility where you're like, holy crap, if this was in any other hero, this would be a different color, or maybe it would block 2. Why does Throw Dagger block 3? Like, blow it out your fucking ass, LSS. Like, come on. Like,
it could be an assassin card.
So Ninja gets benefits of assassin. When is a ninja card benefited an assassin, Taylor?
Flick Knives.
Pain in the backside.
Pain in the backside blocks 2. It's a majestic.
Flick Knives is not a ninja card. It is an assassin card that has been stolen.
Okay, I think to answer my question I posed, I think LSS needs to ban something just to shake it up before Compendium comes out. We have a number of callings and battle hardens in December and January, and we have a whole season of stuff coming up that we need to address before Compendium comes out. So to shake it up so it's not boring, it would be great if they did something. That would be my hope.
Which my final thought for the night, I don't know if you guys have more thoughts. Worlds only giving 50 points feels like the biggest pain point of a multiplier thing. Of Worlds seems like it's not cheapened, but it's not the full value of Worlds because the points went to Syndra and it's just 50 instead of 100. That feels kind of bad for some reason to me, more than other callings, more than other battle hardens, because Worlds should mean more and it does not.
Let's travel back in time to 2021, I believe it was. How many points did Icelander earn for winning Worlds?
300, I think?
Was it 50? No.
No.
Was it 100?
No.
Was it 150?
No.
No.
It was 300 points.
I thought it was
insane.
4. Yeah.
That's so insane.
Like, and people are like,
Ejected her
oh, well,
from the meta.
she got 1,000 LL points. It's like, well, kind of, but like she won
Hamilton
2 callings in a
got
pro
600,
tour. Yeah, it's like we barely had any time to like, I don't know. And I get that they're avoiding that with toning it down, but you're right that it does feel bad. Like 50 versus 300 is insane. Like,
It's dual format. It's tricky.
kind of dual format. It was predominantly CC.
It historically is dual format. Bring back tri format. I hope next Worlds is CC, Silver Age, and Draft. I like the tri format.
I kind of do too. Yeah.
Let's do that. That was a great idea.
What did you just
Okay.
say? You thought it was, you wanted CC, Draft, and what's the third one?
Silver Age, baby.
Of course.
Next Worlds.
Because if you pay attention, Living Legend has already been downgraded on the website to special formats instead of competitive formats.
Unban everything. Let LL run wild. I have to pee so bad. We got to end this podcast.
Zayne, let's talk about 5 more things.
Okay, I'm going to go, though. Hey, I love you guys. Thank you, everybody who's been here the whole time. I didn't say it at the top of the show because I was so excited. Like and subscribe, comment. Join the Patreon. It is popping off
Brungcoin's there. Enrique's there.
Indoors there. Blake's there. Zayne's there.
Darth
I'm there.
Prentice.
Greg, a.k.a. Darth Prentice.
You can see a picture of Jesus Riptide there.
Dude, that's probably the highlight of Worlds. That's the greatest meme ever. And you won't know unless you freaking join the Discord. The vibes are immaculate. You're not going to be in a better Discord.
If you're listening to the podcast, you're only getting half the story.
It's true. If that. You also just get me yelling into the assassin void about deck lists I'm making that I think are good, but nobody will tell me if they're good or not.
We're about to watch the article right now. Okay, it's 11:30.
You post a list, and then there's not 3 sigils, and then I get mad.
But there's
Go buy the
Shroud.
Armory Rhinar deck right now.
Redback Shroud in there, Zayne. You didn't even say anything about that, so it feels like you didn't even look.
Cool. It's cool.
Okay,
I don't like Spike with Blood Rot. Okay.
It's kind of great. It's crazy. It maybe works.
Goodbye, everyone.
See ya.
Love you.